I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in. And I almost hit stop stream instead of transitioning the screen over. Andrew, show us those. Show them off. Show off them
Sure.
digits.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was fucking around yesterday, and like I was doing this black, and there's this one color that. Oh God. Of course, I'm not getting good lighting on it.
No, I can see it though. It's pretty.
Yeah, but like this purple
Nice.
wasn't getting
Like
very
purple.
like it was well
Oh, you got a
closer
pink
to
over
this. Yeah, I'm gonna try and see what it does on the black because on this black, the color I was doing was it was way too light. But once this like black with a it's like a spinnaker purple kind of thing where like when the light hits it, it like changes color, and it gave it this just like sick purple look. So I'm gonna do
Take
something
first.
similar with this hand, just do some chemistry over here and see what happens. Probably gonna get rid of some of these fingers, but I like the tiger stripe.
Whoa, easy, buddy.
I have a question for you.
That's a little drastic.
Do you ever forget that you like painted your nails and you'll move your hand and then out of the corner of your eye you just see color moving and you're like, what the fuck is that? Because
Maybe?
That always
Yeah.
happens. That happens a lot with new tattoos as well, by the way.
I could imagine.
Wait, like,
See, this is a lot
toenails,
more
fingernails,
temporary
it's
than
like, what is that?
tattoos.
Well, yes.
So, like,
Anything
This
would
scratches
be.
that itch. This scratches that itch for me. It's like I'll fuck around for a minute and like do something pretty.
Have you and Amanda done each other's nails? Because I feel like that would be a very nice, like, activity.
I mean, I get not really. Like I think she's hit my nails once or twice. But I mean, honestly, usually I just hit the wedding finger and the thumb.
I was gonna say I saw you had the accent nail last time.
Yeah, but yesterday I was just like, all right, cool. Well, what does this one do? Well, what does this one do? And I just kept like fucking with
You
designs
should
and
get the
stuff.
crackle
while I
nail
was
polish. It's
kicking
pretty
around.
fun.
Crackle? All right.
Yeah, like you
The
you do it, and then
crackle.com?
it crackles like different little like designs into it.
Ooh.
Like
Well,
there
I'm
was one
using-
time I did like a fire pattern and then I painted over it and it crackled to look like
I
lava.
have
Ooh.
literally after last
pretty
week's
cool.
episode when you had just the one or two, Andrew. I was having a
Yeah.
conversation with somebody about like I was like because it was late at night and I had to continue it the next day. I was like, hey, remind me to tell you this random thing about nails like tomorrow or whatever. And she's like, okay, what's this random thing about nails? I was like, well, actually, it's not that deep, but it's basically like I have thought about like black nail polish many times, but then I know all I would do is pick at it all day. So I don't think I will ever do it because I would
Literally, yes.
I would never not pick at it. So I'm like, there's no point in doing doing that.
Bored? Just here we go.
Yeah,
Here
no,
we go.
literally anytime I see like a dude with like, because it's normally not that you can do any color, but I think most of the time a dude has them they're black, and so literally every time I see it, I like, oh, I want to do that, and then I'm like, no, I would pick it every time.
Yeah, I feel like black is too like I don't know, like that's the obvious choice and I want to fuck around a little bit and see.
Yeah. I also think about it with toenails all the time because that I wouldn't pick because you have to go too out of your way for that,
That is very out of the way and then like I don't know. If you're doing it for you, then I guess I get it, but then like you're smudging them in your socks and
Yeah. So all told, it just leads me around to be like, I guess I'm just never gonna do that because I would just pick at it all the time.
Yeah.
And I won't dye my hair again until this is all chopped off because if I want to donate it, I can't. So
Dude,
I'll
I was
stick with
talking
hair
to
dye
Amanda-
because that's my thing. And I like it a lot.
I was gonna dye my hair. I was talking to Amanda earlier this week. I was like, shit, I've got my first coronavirus vaccine, which gotta get those vaccines, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Got the second one coming up in like 3.5 weeks at this point. And I was talking to Amanda like, shit, I can get my hair done. I'm thinking like either purple and pink or like gasoline green and something, or like blue and green. I'm not sure. So I'm like throwing around stuff and she's like, the thing is, once we're ready to like go do hair shit, you can start acting again and that's gonna be not great for that. And I was like, yeah.
Hi, I'm Andrew and I'm auditioning for the part of stern lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, punk rock cheetah print green and purple. Cool. Yeah.
Do it.
Well, if you were wrestling again, that would honestly be pretty rad.
Yeah, that would be fucking rad.
Real quick
But I've
before we
only
actually
got one
start,
human body that I can't do that to anymore.
very briefly, Ryan, I thought the corner of the chair that your arm is over was your knee for a second, and I was very confused. I was like, how are you doing that?
So flexible.
I did Pilates this morning. I still have a ways to go. So,
Oh
bit of
man.
time.
All right, well,
Alrighty,
hey,
so
yeah, what's up, everybody? Richard, take it away. It's stream time. It's stream time, dream time, D&D time.
it is all of those things and more on today's chapter of Aberrant Empire. Cue music that doesn't exist. And we're back. So, who would like to recap what happened last time on Aberrant Empire?
We
Feels like it was a lifetime ago. It was just a week ago.
yeah. Okay, we picked up. Was this we were on our way back to the town, right?
Yes,
Like
you
right after.
you picked up right after that that gut punch to Hunter,
Right. Okay. Thank you.
and
Okay.
you were fleeing on out of there
Yeah.
through the swamp.
So we do that, and we flee out, and we got back honestly pretty easily. I don't think we really had too many road bumps, that I can recall.
Yeah, we just had to stop by to talk to Leshe.
Yeah, we stopped and we talked to the green, mysterious swamp lady. And did we confirm that was not her true form, or we just suspected it?
It's heavily implied that it's
Yeah.
not our true form.
Yeah. So we
Like,
did that.
The lie detector is like, that might be a lie, but none of you are rolling high enough to actually determine whether or not
Yeah.
that's 100% a lie.
Yeah.
I don't know, dipshit. Is it a lie?
Basically.
So that happened on the way back, and we did not pledge her like our help in any way, but I wouldn't say Hunter said something along the lines of like I want to in the future, but like now's not the time, and she even like tried to entice him with like some magic items, like if you help me now, you can either take this knife or this needle or this bar of soap.
Pretty sure it was Irish Spring.
Yeah. She basically left with, "All right, I'll let you go without making a commitment, because you seem like we're on the same page.
And
Yeah.
upon
But if you
request-
just leave me hanging, I'm gonna remember that shit."
Yeah, it was like we're on the same page, like we're on the same side here, but I'm not ready to like fight with you just yet, kind of thing. So then
I want to explore my options first.
yeah. So
Want to
then,
play the field a little bit?
It's all right. That's totally fine. You can play your options, but if you end up saying no, I'll fucking kill you.
Oh, so it is like LA.
Yeah,
We
you know.
we got back to town. We're storing the construct in Hunter's barn because that way we can access it, but it's not like in town where it could potentially be found by people.
It's just on the other side of the wall. That's all.
Yeah. So Hunter's kind of taking care of that. Chimera talked to Poe about like, "Y'all, let's do this. I'm ready to join your revolution, bruv." And my Chimera's from a different part of England, apparently. And so she's like, "I want to join. When's initiation? I'm in." Audra actually said the same thing in as many words. She was like, "I'm also ready to join this rebellion. But fair warning, it's because I actually really just want to join the Big Three's rebellion and not yours. But this is a stepping stone for me, is how she's viewing it. It ain't gonna happen, but that's how she's viewing it. So Chimera and Audra are both ready to join the rebellion.
I think
resistance. That's the word I'm looking for.
I think Chimera had her own asterisk on the joining as well.
Yeah.
Of like, I want to get closer to find out who I
Right.
fucking take care of about my son.
Do I get a murder?
And then and Hunter's of course already been a part of that resistance. Then
You can't prove that.
then Anwar went to his master Bjorn. Is it still Underforge or is it a different last name?
No, his name is Iron Pride.
Iron Pride. Goes to Bjorn, his master, and says, "Hey, what do you know about the Soul Forge?" And Bjorn's like, "Well, it's in this temple of Onatar up in these mountains, right?"
Or at least that's who might know about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Up here, the people here in the Ironroot Mountains might know about the Soul Forge. And so that's kind of, we got our next like waypoint, if you will. Like that's where we want to go check out. And we have about a week to do that before we come back and Chimera and Adra get initiated into the Resistance. I don't know if Anwar committed one way or another to joining it. I think we were all asked, but I don't know if he said anything to that effect. But that's
we've not had that conversation yet. Yeah, but those
are the broad strokes of the last time.
Yeah, we finished off basically with Anwar having a conversation with Poe, basically saying like, "Hey, listen, I'm willing to help you on this next thing of getting this thing to to fix this this construct, but I need something in return. I need help from my family because his family's business was shut down, and so they're in need of some financial help." And that's where we left off, where Poe was saying like, "Yes, we'll figure something out. We'll get some money over to you." But there's a couple of things I wanted to mention that we didn't get to kind of when we cut off. So we're actually going to jump right back in there. But to set the scene for where you are right now, it's the next morning. And for the first morning in quite a while, it's no rain, no morning rain. It's the sun is shining. It's actually, it's like fairly hopeful. It's just kind of nice to have a sunny morning for a change. And Paw is going to be coming on out, setting up a table with a hefty brunch, all sorts of stuff, just kind of putting out plates. He's going to have like big sets of Hunter, you would probably know the type of dishes he might be serving. But he's basically setting out a big plate being like, "Hey, listen, if better be out in the open if we're gathering rather than looking like we got nothing to hide, because if we're looking all secretive, a bunch of people coming over, I ain't gonna be no good, So he's just laying out all sorts of food for you guys to dig at this point. You guys have already kind of been out in the barn looking at the tractor, the construct, just kind of toying at that, being like, "Oh, here's what your problem is. You're just missing a little bit of soul forge here. Just gotta go pick that up."
There was, you know how anytime a car breaks down, it doesn't matter how much car knowledge you have, you pull over and you look at your engine as if someone
if that's gonna help.
Right. Well, I was listening to like a podcast once and they were like, everybody does that, but what if you pull over and you open it and there's just like 10 loose Nerf balls and you're like, "Oh, well, obviously this is the problem. Now I can be on my way."
One of these days that'll be the problem.
Right. One of these days you're like, "Oh, okay, let me just pull this snake out of here and now I'm good to go."
Yeah.
I actually did have a
so
fucking Texas.
Yeah.
Oregon.
That also checks out.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, cats go in cars if they're cold.
Yeah.
Oh, cats. I thought she said snakes. Okay.
Oh, no,
but
not
anyways, just because finishing up a couple points with this conversation, Poe's going to be saying, "So yes, we can get you some money for your family, but I do want to stress that it is very important you do not share where this money came from. This is a job that you're getting paid for through me. I know that you've already had overheard some discussion of resistance. It's very important both for your family's safety and for our safety that you do not mention resistance at all, even to your family. The more they know, the more danger they're in. Do you understand?"
Yeah, I was gonna make up something. As far as I know, this gold is a research grant.
Okay. Yes, that works for me. If that's your story, it shall be mine. And I do just want to say you are doing a service and we are helping you, but not to put any pressure on you, but I just think that you might be a good fit to join the resistance. We could use, and clearly you're not any kind of a fighter, not really useful in combat, but we could use an artificer. We employ many people who are not fighters. I'm not a fighter. I'm a courier. That's all I do. So we have people who join and offer their own ways, but it's just something to think about. No answer necessary, but it just seems like some of your friends are going to be joining us, and I would highly value you as a member of the team. I think that you offer some unique skills that we do not currently have in our chapter.
Thank you, Poe. I appreciate your kind words, but I don't know if that's the world for me or not. I can help you fix your robot and that'll be a reward in its own self. But for now, I just want to make sure my family's safe and they're kept okay. And if I go missing, that could cause major problems. So,
very well. I understand. Thought I would pitch it, and I assume we have a mutual agreement that we should not put your family in danger at all, and make sure that they're not mentioned at all in anything. And please do not interpret this as a we're gonna I'm not strong arming you here. I'm not trying to do anything. Just saying we have a mutual agreement that we'll help keep your family safe and you'll keep us safe, right? Like if you're caught by some Imperial, you're not just gonna rat us out, right?
I no offense, but the less association I have with the resistance, probably the better on my end. So I'm
unfortunate to hear, but encouraging to hear that there will be mutual attempts at safety for one another.
As a great, wise, and intelligent man once said, "Your secrets are safe with my indifference."
Very well. And does your family have enough money right now to last the next week until you return?
I just gave them the 15 gold that you supplied us, so that
Audrey
should
gave you 5
get
gold
them.
last episode too.
Oh, that's right.
That's true. So 20 gold. So that should get them at least through the week.
Okay, all right, then we will deal with the money when you return.
Oh, it's a family of 3. I was like,
20 gold gets you through the week? Damn. How much
if it's
caviar
like-
they eat?
Well, just saying, like, it's not pressing that I get you gold right now, because I'll be honest, I do not have gold right now.
Right. No, I think they'll be all right.
Okay,
For
good.
now.
Just making sure that they're good for a while. Okay. Well, in any case, then I'm off. I've got some other people to talk to, and just around the time that he's saying that, an old farmer kind of got a skip to his step. He's gonna come on down. Oh, hey there! What you got going on there? You got some barbecue and stuff? And he's gonna be on the tall side. He's gonna be about 6.5 feet tall. He's a tall farmer, but kind of old. But still, he's kind of happy in and about. But he's gonna be wandering on over and just being like, "Hey, what you got going on here?"
Man, not for you, Cletus. Get the hell out of here. You know what you did last time.
Right. I know what I did last time.
You dang bird brain. Get over here. You stay away from the dessert table.
You know what? I'm gonna go have some of this here dessert. And he's gonna go over. Poe is already over somewhere else, so you know it's not Poe.
Oh, Andrew did not know that.
Okay. Yeah, Poe's already talking with Anwar, but just like coming down the street is gonna be this other person. So you got all sorts of stuff here. You got you got your potatoes, you got your eggs, you got your sausage, and then he's gonna kind of whisper over to Pa. You got any weapons? I hear there's weapons here.
Oh, you should try them sage carrots. Actually, we need to pull some more carrots. Come on over here with me. Next batch, we'll slap your name on them. How about you say that?
All right, sounds good. I'll come on down. You said over in the barn here?
Yeah, we're here. We got some stuff drying out.
All righty, go on down in the barn. Let's go. And he's just kind of skipping along. And then the minute that he gets inside there, he's gonna like drop his form and reveal himself.
Are you a cop? You're a cop, you gotta tell me.
Gonna reveal himself to be Vranken, and he's just gonna be like, ugh, so glad I could drop that ridiculous getup. So yeah, you got weapons for me? I was told that there'd be weapons here.
Yeah, we picked up some long swords. We got us a great sword and a bunch of crossbows and some ammo for it. So
he's gonna look over at Audra and say, good to see you here. Is this donations or is this for money?
Are you asking if the stockpile here is for sale?
I'm asking if you're donating to the group, or if you still got a price that you're demanding.
Well, that's not my decision to make. There were 4 of us who recovered these.
Alrighty then, the 4 of you. Are you giving these to the Resistance, or are you demanding something from us?
Well, there's certainly no demanding.
They're Imperial weapons. It's best if we get rid of them, honestly.
Yeah, my
Well-
hope was... Oh, go ahead.
A little compensation would be, finder's fee would be, a small percentage would be nice.
What my
Gold is
redheaded
tiny.
friend here is trying to say is that, we're trying to give back to the community here, but there's any contraband or items that you'd rather not have on your person that have some sort of monetary value, we would not say no to moving that for you.
I don't really have any of that, but there's some gold I could part with.
Gold is good.
For all that, the crossbows, the bolts, the long swords, the great sword, all that together. Market value for them used, a bit over 120 gold. How about I give you 60?
That would be nice. That would be very nice.
All right. Does this satisfy you, Audra?
Well, I suppose it makes up for the hand axe you took.
I forgot about that, yeah.
So, yes, we have a deal. And she'll reach out her hand to shake his.
All right, he's going to do one of those firm arm
And she'll,
shakes.
yeah, do the same thing. Glad we could reach that agreement, Uncle.
Agreed. And he's going to pull out what looks like a small bag, and he's just going to start putting one sword in at a time. Just like, all right, and looks like it's just never ending. He's just going to keep on putting one thing at a time.
Interesting. You have one of those too. Did you make yours?
Oh. You
Bag.
make bags of holding?
I mean, I made one. It took a lot of tries.
Oh. Well, good for you, young chap. Anyway. All right, well, here's 60 gold to you. Or do you want me to just evenly split it out 15 each? It's four ways, it seems.
I think that's for the best.
Alrighty, here you go. Ching,
I'm fine
ching,
with that.
ching, ching. He's gonna give you all that gold.
Cool.
Alright, well, Audra, I'm pleased with the path you're on. We're gonna get these bastards that took Aura from us.
Yes. We are.
Alright, well. Good seeing you then. And he's just gonna... He is actually going to turn invisible. He's gonna peace on out. Poe is a little bit later going to approach Hunter, and Kamira, you are going to be in eyesight of some of what's about to happen here. But Poe will kind of take Hunter off to the side. Say, so if you are going to be heading up to the mountain, I was wondering if you could actually do me a favor on the way. There is a druid by the name of Trax. He's a Goliath, hard to miss unless he's in animal form. Anyways, there's a safe house there, and if it's completely up to you if you wish to take your wagon there or not, but I assure you it would be a safe place to keep your wagon before you start trekking up the mountain. But there is something that I wish to deliver to him, and you'd be saving me a trip. I know that's basically my job is to deliver things, but if you could take this on for me, I would be greatly appreciative. And he's gonna hand out a scroll that is sealed. Could you make sure that this gets to him safely?
Sure thing. No pixies?
Not from them. Not before initiation.
Oh, man. Can I read it? What's it say? Is this a surprise? Is it a surprise party?
I think the seal implies that it's meant for one
It's-
person's eyes only.
Oh, man.
This is specifically for him. You will be filled in soon enough.
All right, curiosity will have to kill my cat then. All right, wait.
I
no,
hope your cat
other way.
survives.
Yeah, that one.
I hope your cat kills your curiosity in this case.
Your cat is safe with me. I'll get it where it needs to go.
All right, it's gonna hand off this thing here. It's going to mark out on the map. Again, this is totally optional if you want to go here or not. It's just up to you. It's roughly a day's journey to get from Stem Garden over towards the mountain, and there's a safe house about 40 miles out that the yaks could get to. And then it's estimated, I know this isn't like perfect because there's like an incline and stuff that kind of messes with it. We'll just call it a 2-day journey up the mountain.
Tight.
This is the day before, or this is the day after we got everything?
This is the day after you got everything, but you still have a full day. You said you were going to head out the next day.
Okay.
Yep. So you have a whole day to do whatever it is you want to do. So in case, he'll just be... that's the main thing he wants to mention. Is there anything else anybody wants to do here before you all split out? And basically, you've got a whole day to do whatever you want. So does anybody want anything to do here while there's people gathered? Or is that all done?
Shopping.
I have something.
Oh.
I have something.
Okay.
How many animals are in the barn?
I don't know, Hunter. What would you say? They probably got some... Well, there's the yaks and maybe some pigs and other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, we got some milking yaks, couple travel yaks. We got some pigs and chickens. Nothing crazy.
All right. Well, they're all about to be very uncomfortable.
Maybe a couple goats.
So I have honestly, of all the artificer things, I have really no flavor on this. But I am going to be using, let me see if I can pull it up. One of his traits. Yeah. Right tool for the job. Can I click it like that? Does it show up?
Yeah.
So there it is. So,
You're trying to collect stool samples. The pile's over there.
No. I just, as long as
the right stool for the job
here, and we don't have to sneak it into the city. Would it be all right if I made a few adjustments to your barn, just so it could be worked on in the meantime?
Oh, what kind of adjustments are we talking about?
Well, and then Anwar's going to pull out a blueprint, and it's going to be a picture perfect to scale drawn of your barn, and in it, it's going to be basically Anwar's going to turn your barn, the central area, into a forge, an anvil, and a whole smithy station.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah. What is it, boy?
Take a look at this.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna come on over.
So see, I'm going to need a chimney to obviously let out the exhaust, and here's the cooling rack over here, and here's this thing. Maybe we could blow some glass or something. I don't know. I've just had this idea in my head. Anyways, but that's the long and short of it.
I mean,
you want to turn my barn into a forge with smoke coming out of it and everything.
Well, it's less smoke because it's green, so and tries to be very ergonomic, but
I would caution against drawing too much
is there
attention
nowhere
to the
else
barn,
that you can
Anwar?
go for forging? That's the wall's not that far away.
I was thinking,
We're putting a parade out here with a picnic because there's prying eyes. I don't know how I feel about turning this whole barn into a forge.
We could always use an expansion on the house, More smoke out of the chimney ain't that unusual, and we could get something, maybe put it in the basement or something.
Is he a carpenter now? He's gonna build a whole other extra. But I don't know if he got that kind of magic.
I'm quite the tinkerer, but the alternative is we haul a 10-foot tall robot into the center of town and try and stash it into one of my mentor's homes. So, is
Hell,
this
a good
something
midnight
doable?
we can get that done.
You got the wagon, don't you?
Yeah, I can get the thing moved just fine.
Heck, Hunter's been smuggling for half his life at this point. If he can't smuggle it 100 freaking yards into town, what's he good for?
I mean, this is slightly larger, but Hunter also volunteered this location, saying
Thanks
that
for
it would
the
be
support,
safer
Paul.
for it.
Well, to store it, I'm not talking about working on it here. I mean, if you wanted to put a forage into this place, you'd have to put it onto the house to make it invisible, and then to do that, you'd probably need some architects to dig on through there, make some other rooms.
I'm sorry, but I gotta have to say no. The Empire's already up my ass about this tax stuff. I don't think now's the right time for me to say yes to this.
Oh, Paul, hey, here.
Yep.
Just to let you know, got me some gold. I managed to wrangle 49 of it. The rest I need to get myself a nice winter coat for this here journey coming up. So if you can get together 1 gold, then we're good to go.
Okay, I think I can manage 1 gold. Thank you, Hunter.
And if the tax man can't take that, then tell him to. Never mind.
That Kamira over there, she got something to say.
I was just curious, Anwar, how much space do you need exactly?
I mean, I suppose if I were to simplify the design, probably wouldn't need to take up all the barn space. It's just, yes, there is some smoke that would need to come out. I just figured that since the barn was volunteered as a hide place, that this would work well for it, but I'm clearly mistaken.
I have like an entire house that I don't use. I'm not saying it'd be ideal, but if you need a place to work that nobody ever visits.
I appreciate it, Miss
That's
Kamira,
depressing.
but
I mean, the tax people don't come in to my house rarely ever, so
That still
I'll
leaves us.
talk to Bjorn, and we'll see if he's able to work on it while we're gone. And if we can sneak it in tonight under the cover of darkness and load it in the back, then I think it'll be all right. If we can't work on it here, so
That
will you
is
help
the
me at
conundrum
least?
in that case. is
And
to
just
get
to
into the
be
middle
clear,
of town.
I'm fine with holding on to it. I can find a place to hide it in the barn. It's just turning the whole barn into a forge. I ain't down with that.
I mean, I can clean up once I'm done. It
is
wouldn't
the
be
way to
permanent.
do-
I appreciate that, but I think that's besides the point. Just
Perhaps something along our journey could help us sneak it in by the time we return. Just a thought.
Hell, we don't need that much to sneak it in. It's just cover of night, wait till no one's around, and then walk it in. I mean, they've seen my wagon roll through town many a time. I roll in, grab a couple drinks, chitter and chatter, and next thing you know, streets are empty. Boom, we move it.
Well, I
Nothing that
originally told Bjorn that he would be able to work on it out here, so I'll have to inform him that it's no longer the case.
I think Bjorn was still there too, because he was checking out on it with you. So Bjorn's gonna be like, I'm trying to remember what his voice was. I could work on it in my shop. The noise I'd create, smoke I'd create, nothing bad to raise suspicion. The main thing's hiding it, and just say I got a space where I'm hiding some armor right now anyway. So hiding something ain't a big deal. It's just about making sure we get it in there with no one seeing.
All right, then we'll drop it off tonight under the dark.
I'll
Alright.
clear my schedule.
I'll make sure my forge is open for you.
I appreciate it, Bjorn.
Sure thing. Anything else before we go our separate ways?
I just randomly started reading about natural horizontal ventilation for fireplaces and forges, and it's actually pretty fucking nifty.
Horizontal ventilation?
So like hypothetically, we can make the only exit route for the smoke like underground and like out somewhere else,
Oh wow.
as opposed to like coming out of the barn. But like obviously that would take a lot of work, and I just
Well,
randomly started reading about
if
it.
I'd like to point out that Anwar would have known this.
Anwar rolled a 2. Doesn't know shit.
Of course, then you just have smoke billowing up in the middle of a field somewhere, and the guards are like, "Well, that's suspicious."
They'd have to
Well,
go
if you
find-
guys get your hands on an earth elemental and can start through channels underground, then let me know. But in the meantime,
Give me a month.
We bring in Tao with Move Earth.
I have a cousin.
All right, so we're gonna say that you guys end up splitting up your different ways. You've got a whole day of it's kind of downtime, but also kind of prep time because you guys are in between adventures now. I was going to start since Chimera hasn't gotten quite as much to do so far in this exchanges. I was going to start with Keanu Weaves, or anything else that you'd like to do. I was going to start with Keanu Weaves. So, Chimera, is that the first place you go? It's definitely business hours at this point, or do you want to do something else first? What do you want to do?
I would definitely want to drop by there because I totally just left Freya with the note, and if she is like actually running the place still, I don't want her to think I'm like dead.
Okay.
But before I stop there, I don't imagine she got a whole lot of sleep the night before, like just kind of sorting through all of her thoughts and everything like that. So she has a couple of like small like kind of embroidery pieces that she wants to like grab and take to the shop with her.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, just like homemade cloaks, nothing fancy like the Vantum Black or anything. But she grabs those and she heads over and like just kind of peeks around the stall to even make sure if it's being manned.
Yeah, you peek around and you do in fact see good old Freya working there. She's just kind of toiling with something sitting on that pillow of dwarf hair that she made, and she's just kind of working on her own little thing. There aren't any customers right now, and she doesn't spot you until you make yourself known.
What do you got there, darling?
Oh, Chimera, it's good to see you. I hope your trip was well and everything. Oh, how are you?
Are you alright? What's wrong?
Oh, I am good. Just are we okay? Are we okay? Because I clearly made you mad, and then you just went off and you just wrote the note and you were like, "This is what you're paid to do, so here you go and do it."
I didn't mean it that way. It just an opportunity came up to just get out of town for a minute, and I took it.
Oh,
I'm sorry if it puts you in a weird position, though.
It's been a little bit to manage, but I've been doing okay. We could definitely use a little bit of restocking of stuff. We've been selling some, which is good. Oh, by the way, there should be some gold in the spot that, we've agreed that I put the money in.
The till?
Yeah.
Did you take your cut already?
Oh, I did.
Okay. I'll collect most of it, leaving stuff for like change, and depending on how much is there, I would like to slip her some more because she did take on more responsibility.
Okay, yeah. It's so hard to account for like busy and slow seasons, so I'm just kind of averaging out like a week is what did we say? It was like 7.5 silver per week, something like that.
Yeah.
Or was that per day? Trying to remember. I had it. Does anybody else remember? I posted a while ago. If not, we can figure it out later.
Yeah, I mean
we're making silver the gold, right? Do I remember that correctly?
I thought that was our
how much
thing we were doing, not in this one.
Okay. Because I've been looking at like what is it, modest lifestyle, and it was like 1 gold a day or 2 gold a day, and that's for like comfortable. But I guess what's the economy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what it was, you guys end up making 7.5 silver per day. That's after all your expenses and stuff. So like just off the top, total afterwards, that's what you take home. So for a week, yeah, just take 7.5, multiply that by 6.
Okay, so
Would
giving
be
Anwar's family 20 gold
40.
should have them set up for a while, right?
Yeah, that should have us up for a while. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Because in my head, I'm like, modest lifestyle, that's 1 gold a day or 2 gold a day times 3, because there's 3 of them. It's like, that eats through in like a week.
Yeah.
But if it's much
So
less
yeah, like four and I guess that'd be like 4.5 gold for the week, and minus her fee, it'd be like 4 gold that you get for the week. Because she don't make much money.
I'll float her another gold, because like again she did kind of.
Oh, you didn't need to do that. I appreciate that. Well, in any case, it's good to see you.
Sure about how we were. I'm actually quite surprised that you decided to stick around and man the place, and I am very appreciative of that.
It's just the least I can do, you know. But it's good to have you back, because it was a little bit of a struggle. Good thing I don't have to go through another week of that, you know.
Well, call it a little bit of a midlife crisis. Or maybe a late one, I suppose. Either way, I am kind of maybe looking at another small trip.
Oh, but just a small one, like a day trip?
A little, you know, the details are a little fuzzy, but it's going to maybe be a week and a half or so.
I see. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Dr.
The hours
Like,
are kind of.
I'm not
Could you supply some more gold so I could maybe hire somebody like my sister or somebody to help out with the shop, because the hours are kind of tough on my own.
Of course, yes, and I will do my best to, you know, make a little bit more of a supply. I don't have a whole lot of time before I have to go again, but I have these, and she'll hold up the cloaks with some embroidery work on it.
Oh, okay. So, are you working today, or are you gotta go?
I can work for a little time today if you want to take a break.
No, that's fine. Let's work together. We got some things we can work on. Have a seat. Have a seat. I've got something to share with you, actually.
Oh, go on, and I'll.
All right. So she's gonna like sit down, just be like getting ready for gossip time. She's like, "So, you'll never guess who I ran into at the butcher shop the other day."
Oh, it wasn't that weird Imperial captain, is it?
No Imperial captains, no. No, him. It was him.
Him.
Him. I saw him. I was right behind him in the butcher shop.
Did you get did you hear his name or anything?
I did not hear his name. Believe me, I was listening for it. I was really trying to get his name. But, let's see. What did I know? He brought in, like, this huge buck. So he's some kind of hunter, maybe? He brought it into the butcher shop and he was, like, selling it, and he was all nice, like, oh, I don't need that much money for it, give some of it to the poor. He's being, like, very nice about it, right? So, like, he's almost too good. I'm very worried. But I overheard him. He was talking with the butcher about how he wasn't sure if he was going to be leaving after the Mabon or if he'd decide to winter here instead. So I don't know what's going on at the holiday, but there's something where he doesn't know if he's going to be going or leaving. But if he's leaving, you should go for him. You should take your chance and go. And if you chicken out, well, then maybe there's a chance that he'll be here for the winter. But he's going to be staying at least till the holiday, at least till the equinox.
I can already say that I'm likely going to go ahead and chicken out, but that's good to know. That's good information, actually.
Well,
I wonder why Mabon.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's a time that people generally decide, like, okay, am I wintering or am I not wintering? Am I moving on? So it could have just been nothing, but the way he was talking, it sounded like there was a something. There was like and I'll know once the thing, I didn't fully understand what he was talking about, but that's mostly what I gathered.
So internally, Kamira's having this moment, like just this sort of like, ooh, let's play out this storyline in my head in just like a split second, where it's like Captain No No Touch actually comes to Stem Garden, like he said, after the Maybon, and like mysterious like orc gentleman is still there, and Captain No No Touch is being a creep and being like, "Hey, it's me again," and he just like comes in and just like punches the guy, and they like run off into the sunset together, like. And then she comes back to herself and just sort of hums non-committally because she was absolutely not tuned into what was being said and was totally living that fantasy.
So anyway, I was thinking that's probably what he's doing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyways, if he's giving stuff to the butcher, it's potentially a place to find him later, yeah? Just a thought.
I just had this really weird thought. Okay. Actually, I do need to get some rations.
Okay.
So perhaps I will take a visit at the butcher later.
Well,
Either way, I will definitely let you know how it goes.
happy hunting. Is there anything else you would like to do during your day?
I absolutely need to get rations. I absolutely swing by that butcher shop. Even if he's not there, I still need to get something. Like,
All right, yeah, you go over to the butcher shop, and
don't put him there.
he is not there. He is not, but the butcher is. The butcher is
Okay,
there.
cool.
The butcher has kind of black wavy hair. He has a kind of Mediterranean look, so he kind of looks like who's that Mandalorian guy? What's his
Pedro
name?
Pascal.
Joe.
Pedro
Yeah, him.
Pascal.
Kind of looks like him, but like a little rougher around the edges. And yeah, you just see him. He's got like his big like leather apron thing on that's like kind of covered in blood, and he's got all sorts of meat around. He's just like chopping up. And you are the only person who enters in at this time. And he comes in, he's like, hello there, how can I help you? Oh, sorry, he's a human, by the way. Human, fairly fit, and looks like he's pretty good with a hatchet or a meat cleaver or whatever.
Kind of looking around. I suppose I just need some field rations, actually.
Ah, field rations, got you coming right up. How many days?
How many days was it? Like 6? Like 4 or 5?
Like maybe another week, yeah, like another 6.
Yeah, let's go 6. 6 should be fine, I think.
Any particular choice of flavor? I got, got elk that just came in recently. I got some goat.
That sounds lovely.
Elk?
Actually, Sydney says yes.
I know, right? I was like, yeah, elk meat, please.
All right, I got some dried elk coming right up for you. It should last you just fine. Is there anything else I can do for you, miss?
She like dips into like just kind of like surveying timelines briefly, like how awkward would I gauge it being if I can ask for the hunter's name that brought in that elk? Would it be mad weird? Can I gauge that in any way?
You can roll an insight of him to see just how like friendly and.
I would like to insight.
All right, go ahead and insight and see how open he is about talking about stuff.
What are you, 12, Chimera? Jesus Christ.
You are 12, apparently.
That's on par. Awesome.
It's hard to get a beat on him as far as I don't know if he seems like he's friendly enough to you, but you have no idea what you could be opening up by asking for this guy's name.
God damn it. No, I'm not. I can't. Nope. And I will say, as I just kind of like went through the thought process, so too does she.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, if there's nothing else I can help you with, miss, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. I hope you come back anytime.
Of course.
And best of luck on your journeys. Where are you headed?
Just around. I just need to get out of the town for a little bit, you know?
I understand completely. I hope to get out of town soon myself.
Oh yeah? Any destination in particular?
Oh, not sure on a destination yet, but I expect within next couple weeks, hopefully I'll be taking a vacation.
I hope you do.
Thank you. Well, take care.
Good day.
Good day. And enjoy the sunny weather!
I will try. And as soon as she gets outside, like, you bloody coward, you. Ugh.
Anything else you do during the day? Okay.
Nah.
Who would like to go next? We've got Anwar, we've got Audra, we've got Hunter. Anything you want to be doing during your downtime
Somebody
off
go
day?
find my orc and go hit on him for me.
Pass him a note and see if he likes me.
Do you
mean,
want to
Hunter-
go on a date with Chimera? Yes or no?
Who the fuck is Chimera? F is 1, 2, 3.
No, you pass him a note that says, "Do you like Chimera?" Yes, definitely yes.
Oh gods, yes.
So Hunter, it seems like you got something. What do you want to do on your day off?
It's all minor. I'm just grabbing some supplies. Most of the money I subtracted the other day when I was reloading my inventory. I grabbed some more arrows. I went ahead and the 2 gold that I dealt with today, that's all for just some like thermal underwear and extra thick boots and warm gloves and stuff. A nice scarf to keep me warm. So just a few things here and there.
Okay.
Nothing major.
All right. Anwar or Audra, do either of you have something you'd like to?
She'll need to check in at the forge before this next trip, but Ryan, you can go first.
Okay.
Yeah, I messaged you, Richard. I think
Mhm.
the long strokes of it are, and we don't have to go through all of them if we want to move along. Anwar's going to let him know that he recently got a research grant, that
Mhm.
money's going to be coming into them soon,
Okay.
that he's going on another trip associated with that research grant. But with the 20 gold, like they should be set for a while, that he's going to be working
Yeah.
on something new.
Yeah, and it's not like
Hopefully.
it's not like they had no money to start with too. So
Yeah. And then that kind of handles his family. He's going to run by Bjorn, or I guess Bjorn already knows. So at some point during the night, they're going to sneak the construct into his forge, and he's going to drop off the half plate armor, so he has enough raw material to patch him up. And Anwar, kind of like we discussed, like it's like try and make it as similar to it as you can, but if not, like, you know, give it some cool flames or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And then he's gonna pick up rations and his weather gear, and he's gonna empty out a lot of the stuff in his bag of holding to
Okay.
make sure that when he does get the soul forge, if he gets the soul forge, he won't like ruin everything in there.
Okay. So you sorry, just to make sure I'm understanding, you are emptying it.
No, there's still like he's got climbing gear in his food right now.
Okay.
Just stuff that he's okay with losing once he gets there. He does have a backpack, so he could technically like have a bag of holding and a backpack.
Okay.
Where do we land on lead? Is lead something that's available?
Oh yeah, lead is definitely something that's available. As far as like raw material that you can get in town, lead is definitely one of the main things. But next to iron, it's like the number one thing that's getting mined in this area is lead.
Okay, so then he is going to pick up I don't know how much lead is. Enough for at least a pair of strong, long tongs?
Okay.
I didn't mean to say that, but that's how it came out.
Strong and long, got it.
Something that he can handle the soul forge with once he finds it, so he's not just like, let me pick up this uranium. Cool. Open up the bag, you know?
Yeah.
So however much that would be, he's going to pick up raw materials for that with lead that hopefully
Okay.
Adra would be willing to tinker around with.
Okay.
If it's a metal, she can do like anything with it.
You're
Within
kind
gold
of
value.
you're kind of an alchemist in that way.
Yep.
Like just
It kind of is, because it says it's an hour-long ritual, but it doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily describe whether that is an hour of me smelting or if it's like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
hour, and it just like morphs.
No, I think it's basically doing a like religious ritual where your god is like forging it for you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I picture.
I like to think that like it glows and it's like, all right, come back in an hour, and then like ding, oh, it's done. And then, like walk over.
I imagine. Well, it says an hour-long ritual, so I imagine you actually do have to be with it for an hour. But yeah, I would imagine that
An
like
hour with my face
you
pressed
you
up
would you
against
would
the
see
microwave.
things like heat up and like be like really bright, like it's in a fire, even though there's no fire around, and then you would see it mold into shape, and then you would see it like instantly cool as if it was getting doused in water, even though there's no water there. Like you see it go through all the process of molding into a new thing, and it takes a time. And like usually like with forging, you gotta heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, cool it down. So you probably will see the metal go through a hot and cold
Yeah.
period multiple times during the hour until it's like finally finished.
But literally any metal, as long as it's an equivalent value, can just be like transmuted like that.
Yep. All right. So you do all of those things. Is there anything else, Anwar, or are we good to move to Audra?
I think that's it. I'm gonna
Okay.
remember something as soon as I'm done, but yeah, that's about it for the moment.
Okay. So Audra, I know that you want to go over to the green fist. Shall we start with that?
Yeah, so she goes back, because she checked in with Grogmar before the last quest, and she's obviously got to do it again, because she's going to be gone for another amount of time.
Yeah. It's basically like, do you work for me or not?
Yeah. She walks in she's going to just walk in kind of, what? Who is that?
Just real quick, you're gonna walk in, and that's exactly your reaction. Like, whoa, who is that? You see this man kind of off in the back, and he's just kind of like finally chipping away at some things. He looks human, but the engravings in his clothes look a bit elven. And yeah, he just kind of looks up at you quite inquisitively, just like, who are you? And you looks like you're also having
And
that
she
reaction,
also
like,
looks
who
at
are
him,
you?
Who are you?
Grogmar's just gonna finish beating something in and douse it in water and then walk over. Oh yes, this is a friend I was talking about, Sadiq. Sadiq, this is Audra. She's been working with me for quite some time.
Right. You're the one filling in for me while I was gone.
Yes, I am.
Well,
It's good to meet you. Well met.
indeed. She'll reach out to shake his hand.
He's got like a big glove on. Like, hold on, he takes off the glove. Good to meet you.
Yes. Well, you're already here, Grogmar. Any
Yes.
opposition to Sadiq continuing this work for another week or so?
Sadiq, are you good to work another week? Sadiq's like, yes, actually. I was hoping that I could winter here, and having stable work would be helpful. Goggar's like, ugh. Well, working out right now. Maybe we'll want to explore more full time. Adra, we may need to talk about, how many hours you work in the future.
Indeed, we do. That's actually why I'm here. Could we have a word?
Yeah, sure. Sadiq, please just give us a moment. And he's gonna step outside.
And she also, like, before she steps out, hey, Sadiq, she'll point over to the hand axes. Just make sure you keep a special eye on those. They have a
Okay.
tendency to wander off.
Well, in that case, why do we not just move them towards the back?
See, that is why Grogmar has brought you on board. And then she walks outside.
Just showing that +3 intelligence already. Just move them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steps outside. Right. Grogmar. Well, as you can, I'm sure, surmise, I asked if Sadiq could stay another week because, well, I'm back, but I'm going to be departing again tomorrow for another quest, I suppose.
You're going on quest, okay. So
And-
this is you're full-time adventurer now?
I don't know about full time, but At least another one is happening. I think the rule is 3 times and you can call it a pattern, but I'll leave that to you. You're the master, not me.
You're staying safe, using the shield and learning what we've taught you?
I'm using the shield. I'm using the sword. I'm using the blessings that Onatar is giving me. I'm using everything. And actually, I'm glad you bring it up. I know you've obviously been following Onatar a lot longer than I have.
Yes, not quite so blessed as you, but yes, following.
Well, just on the topic of blessings, has he ever spoken to you?
Well, sure, the gods speak to us in all sorts of ways, you know, it's like pray for, you know, good fortune and, you know, business picks up sometimes.
Have you ever immediately had a prayer answered by the object you're holding being ignited with warmth to the point where it surprises you and you have to drop your sword very loud on your floor?
That sounds very specific, and no, I have not had that happen to me.
Well, and then she'll...
I've burned myself while forging.
Well, yes, as did I many, many times when I was first starting. And then she's going to recall the events of the previous evening where she was asking about joining the rebellion, and then that happened.
Well, Onatar always seemed to favor you over me for some reason. He's given you many blessings, and...
I don't think
No.
he's playing favorites, boss. I mean, I only know about him, and I only know how to be a smith because of you.
Well, maybe one day I will get to share the blessing. But blessings come in many forms. I have a shop of my own. I am satisfied with my life.
Seems like you've at least got a pretty good substitute for me in the meantime.
He is quite good. Good at things that, frankly, we are not.
Yeah, he had a suggestion about perhaps moving some of the products around. Could work, something to speak to him about. So we're all right then, with me taking another leave and Sadiq.
Yes, and I hope you
he's
do
going to
not
do.
take offense if he takes on more of a active role in time.
Well, I have a feeling that may be necessary, especially if the Resistance does intend to make use of me.
Are you heading into more danger, Adra?
Grogmar, have you ever heard of the Big Three?
No.
Okay. We've talked about this. I've made no secret about my feelings about the Resistance here in Stem Garden. It doesn't seem like they're doing much.
I suppose so, yeah.
And then she'll recall everything that happened with the headless soldiers and the tree and everything. And when
Oh, dear God! Well, that is horrible! That is a terrible thing!
Oh, well, okay, that's quite a reaction. I was going to say it seemed like at least somebody was doing something. You know, I could have...
I thought you were fine with the Empire. We have deals with the Empire.
I don't know how fine with it I am at this point. And I have a feeling now that seed is planted, it's not going to stop growing.
Is this about your sister? Because we talked about this. I thought they were just, you know, what do they say, the bad eggs.
Right, but if there's a few bad eggs, won't they spoil all the rest?
You've given me things to think about.
I'm not asking you
Isn't that-
to
is-
change your
is-
ways at all. I just want
Isn't
you
that
to know.
apples?
I suppose it is. But the metaphor stands. A few of them stunk, and I have a feeling it's more than just them. We were out on the road, and one of their captains was a bit handsy with one of my party.
Well, that is not
Chimera,
good,
actually,
but-
of Keanu Weaves. I feel like you two ought to meet each other if you haven't. Just a thought, but
A
that's...
small town, I think we may have seen each other at some point, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mostly keep to myself, as you know. Well, just,
Well, two of you have that in common, then.
you're not going crazy and, starting to wreak havoc, right? Because some of what the Resistance does is, you know, they, like, sabotage trade routes. There was a time that they took out a whole shipment of iron. I couldn't work for, like, weeks. Are you gonna be a part of that?
I haven't wreaked any havoc thus far.
Just be careful of what you do. It affects many people's lives. I am not a big fan of the Empire, but without their infrastructure, I don't know if we could keep our business afloat.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember one of the first times I was working for you and, you know, that sword I built that was fine. It was a fine quality. It got the job done, but the only way to make a better sword was to totally break down and start that one over again.
Yes?
I don't know. I guess I've just been thinking about other things in the same way. Right? Maybe some things need a tearing down or a reforming. Not just metalworks.
Given me much to think about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just giving
I don't do much of the thinking usually. I do much of the hammering. That's kind of my thing.
Right, I'm just giving you my thought process, boss. I'm not trying to influence you in any way. That's just how I've been feeling. So I owe that explanation to you at the very
Well, as I said, just be mindful. Be mindful of your actions and how they affect others.
Yeah. And hey, if those three happen to stop by the shop, just let them know I'll be back in town in about a week. I would like to see them.
I will let them know if they come by.
It's a big
by
if.
By the sounds of it, I hope they do not.
Yeah. I guess I don't really expect them to, but yeah.
Well, alrighty then. I gotta get back to work. These swords don't forge themselves. Not
true.
for us, anyway.
Yeah. Well, thanks for understanding, boss.
Alrighty, take care and be safe. And
Hey,
if this
you
is
too.
goodbye, we have had a heck of a journey together.
She'll reach out for like the Spartan handshake. I don't think it's a goodbye.
I hope not.
All right, and then she'll turn and be on her way.
I like that she never mentioned that she's going to the temple of the god they both worship.
I guess that didn't come up.
It never came up.
Maybe after the fact that he started, I think he was feeling a little overshadowed with the blessing thing. So maybe we ease off on that.
That's what I was thinking.
And now I'm going to his house.
Like, oh great, okay, now you're now you're gonna love you so much more. All right, so that is about it. Does anybody else have anything before we head into nighttime?
My brother just texted me without context. Now I'm starting to get the meat sweats, and I was like, please, I need to know more. Context.
Alrighty then.
That's all I got.
Context, please.
Yeah. I mean, I know what that is, but why is he currently getting them?
Yeah. Okay. So towards nightfall, yeah, there will be a bit of an effort to get the construct into Bjorn's forge, and getting it in like through the gate and everything's really not a problem. Hunter's been doing this all the time, but at some point you're gonna have to kind of like go around the bend and kind of like be looking at. Is this all four of you trying to do this, or is this only like a couple of you trying to, you know, get it from one place to the other?
I figured it was just me, Hunter, and Bjorn.
Okay.
I did too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I'm not
Hunter
sneaky.
and Anwar, when you kind of like bring it around back, what are you looking at for? What are you doing? Kind of explain what the process might be as you're unloading this thing and trying to get it into. I would say that you can get it behind the forge, where there is kind of like one of those doors that kind of open up into a basement. You kind of like open up the doors that are kind of like slanted in. There's just stairs that go straight down. So it shouldn't be too much of a process to move it. It's just, I think the main thing is like, all right, how are you going to get it out kind of stealthily and quietly without like people noticing or whatever.
Well, I know on approach I'll be looking out for like different individuals, how busy is it, and kind of the people heading towards that direction. I'll be kind of clocking like, okay, how much time, if they are heading, how much time do we have for a window?
Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead and give a perception check. Or it could be investigation, either one for either of you. If one of you, like, you could see it as investigation if you're trying to, like, time it out, but it also could just be perception of what you see in the moment.
Yeah. Total.
And with Bjorn, he'll probably be scouting as well, so you can roll with advantage because you're getting helped.
Ooh, thank goodness. All right, 20 is
Oh, there we go. That 20 is good. All right, so yeah, looking all around, you're gonna see that there is an Imperial guard who's just kind of walking around. There's actually, they would go in pairs. So there's 2 Imperial guards that are kind of walking around, just doing nightly patrols. But you're able to kind of time out, like, okay, there's 2 of them there. There's 2 of them that are like way down, you know, you can see like a couple blocks down or a few blocks down. You kind of time out like, okay, here's when is the right time to like move. But there is going to be kind of a window. It's not going to be like, we can move this whenever. There is a window between shifts of Imperials going around. But you're able to determine that. And so with that, I guess I'll just need basically stealth checks or anything else with any of your abilities you could add that could help get this thing moved quickly.
I think someone suggested we use the dark, shadowy cloak to kind of cover up its body. So
yeah.
we have like, I was gonna suggest like a cloth or a tarp or something, but like something that's it's nighttime and this thing is dark on top of it. It's large, but if someone's looking out a window, they should be able to tell what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So throw that on there, and all 3 of us kind of carry it inside. Or wheel it inside, whatever it is.
Okay, all right. So I will lower the DC for that. That's a good thing. Is there anything else that people want to add? Like, we're gonna do this or that.
I mean, I'll definitely roll my stealth. But as far as additions,
it's basically big and heavy enough. It's probably gonna take all 3 of you to like carry it in there. Probably one person.
Guidance to lift with your legs, not with your back.
Okay. So guidance. Yep. All right. So you got guidance on this stealth, and I will say I'm not going to give advantage because it's like a team effort where everybody has to be quiet as well. But I'll definitely give the guidance, and I'm lowering the DC because of the Vanta Black covering.
the guidance is 1d4.
Yep.
Cool.
So, but I will let you, since you're the highest on stealth, I will let you make the stealth roll. Oh, nice.
That and okay, 23 total.
On Mars, just like, all right, pivot. Pivot. It helps for 1, but it was unnecessary. Just like, you're not really helping, but it helps a little, but not really necessary.
Oh, it helped.
You are able to successfully get that in, and you take it on down. And when you bring it on down to this area, Bjorn's gonna be like, all right, hold on. He's gonna like whoosh open a tarp that was already down in the basement, and under that tarp, kind of tucked away in a corner of his basement, you see a suit of armor that is decked out with spikes literally everywhere. There's like a rhino like helmet with a big spike that comes out. There are spikes on the shoulders, like literally everywhere on the armor there are spikes.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
Bjorn, is that your armor from the old days?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But yeah, that's it. That's
You weren't kidding about the barbs. My gosh, you just rolled on your enemies, or how did this work exactly?
we developed a whole new kind of fighting style to go along with it. I didn't even have any weapons. Who needs an axe? Who needs an axe when you got, spikes everywhere?
Did that big woolly guy, did he like throw you? Is that how that worked?
He didn't throw me, no, but he did inspire me to make this. After making this for a whole clan of people, I saw what it did to them. It made them animals. I didn't like the way that it went. Anyways, we don't need to talk about it none.
Well, I'd like to say that this job will have less spikes. I was hoping for, nice, um, soft features. Ancient Elven, whatever you got sounds good. So
You got the half plate.
I do.
All right,
And
it was.
Anwar's gonna just slowly pull out each piece of it and kind of set it over nearby the smelter.
Oh, if what you're describing is Wolverine plus Rhino, this might be. For some reason, it's not letting me see the image you posted.
I can't see it either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for some reason the link doesn't work. But I have a feeling that I know what
it
it
works
is.
for me. Weird.
If it's like the very first original design of the Battle Rager, that is it. It is like
Yeah.
literally, it's like an animalistic,
Mm-hmm. It's
very,
cool.
very Berserkshirian.
Yeah.
Or I guess it'd just be Berserkian. In any case, yeah, no, it's a beast of a pseudo armor.
Yeah.
Kind of the antithesis of what on Mars armor is. But before you head
There's
out,
a really tiny version. Maybe this will be clickable.
okay. Let's see.
Nope.
Why is it not working? I can click them just
Uh,
fine. Like I'm assuming it's the right one, which I can show the stream.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something that is up with Roll20 or whatever. But in any
That's
case,
weird.
before you go, Bjorn's gonna like grab you by the arm. He's gonna say like, "Now this time, don't mess with don't mess around. You put that armor on, not just to test it out, but to keep yourself safe. You're going up to that mountain. You're gonna probably potentially get yourself killed trying to get this soul forge. You better damn put that armor on."
All right, Bjorn. I'll make sure I do that.
If things get too bad, you hightail the hell out of there, alright? This ain't worth dying over.
Will do.
Alrighty then.
Oh, and Bjorn, while
Yeah.
you're reforging it, and Anwar is going to produce his blacksmith's mark. Make sure you sign it. Show him all the good work you do.
Well, I'm honored, but you got a good forger with you over there, and you two should sign it too. We'll work on it together when you come back. I'll get started on it, but we're gonna finish this together.
Sounds good.
Alrighty then. Well, I guess that's about it.
We'll see you in about a week or so.
Hmm.
So take care of yourself till then.
Yep. Well, go away now. He's just gonna pat you on the back.
Well, leave.
Give me the shepherd goodbye. I should go.
You can go anywhere you want, my friend, but you can't stay here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And so with that, we're going to transition over to something that I have never tried before, and I've never seen another DM try before. There's the kind of classic thing where a DM goes through a dream that someone has, but I want to flip it around and give the player an opportunity. So anybody can take the turn in whatever order you want. And I did give people kind of a heads up midweek, like, hey, you can think about this. This is your last night before you head off on the next adventure. How do you sleep? And when you fall asleep, what do you dream of? Who would like to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Get it.
I didn't write it
Attaboy.
down, and I've been thinking about it the
Attaboy.
last couple of days. But I was thinking, especially given their recent events, Anwar, in that kind of hazy, hard to remember dream state, a swamp, a dark forest, thorns, vines. It's a dark, cloudy day, almost night. It's hard to walk. The ground sucks at your feet as the mud is very difficult to move forward. In your hands, a small flame. The wind is howling against it. It's trying to take it away from you. But still, you hold the flame close to your chest, trying to not let it get snuffed out. As you walk forward, you see in the ground a sword in a stuck in an anvil. You approach it, and you can take the sword, but if you do, you might lose the flame. He tries to do both. You try to do both, but as you start to move away, the flame gets weaker and weaker. Behind you, you hear something. The sound of a great beast. It's coming closer. You have only a few moments to decide. Do you take the sword, or do you hold the flame? On Warwick's.
All right.
I go next because mine is weirdly similar.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
So I mean, Audra's gonna do the same. She always just sleeps pretty easily in like a log. Although since she's at home, she's not in her armor in this case.
Yeah.
She's just out again, snoring loudly. So in her dream, she's standing in like the main chamber of like a museum, but there are only like 3 exhibits. And you know they're just out in the middle of the floor, but like on their like within their individual glass cases. And so she walks in, and so they're all just kind of 3 in front of her, and one of them is a sword inside of a glass case. That's on her left. To her right is like a shield, a real thick, nice shield. And then in the middle is like, it's not, I wouldn't call it a wand or a spell focus or anything. It's just a really crappy looking, like scraggled up twig. Like it just looks worthless. And so she's walking, and as she like walks past all 3, instead of her reflection in the glass, it's her sister's reflection looking back. And so she just kind of stands between all 3 and just kind of analyzes them all, and just ponders for a while, probably like a good like hour, just honestly looking between the 3 and just thinking. And then she turns to her left to where the sword is in the glass case. She just rears back and goes to punch through the glass. And as she punches through and the glass all starts to shatter is when she wakes up.
All right. We got snaps. We got claps. All right. So we have either Chimera or Hunter next.
I'm good with either or, but I was thinking of doing it first person through Chimera.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to be overly weird.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, I tried to go for that.
Okay, cool. Or is it first person? Third, maybe third.
Ryan was in like a second
Chimera.
person deal.
Well,
yeah.
I was
Ryan was in a
I was
second
thinking
person.
it was you.
Yeah.
I was trying to have
Okay.
it through your eyes.
Yeah, second person. Still cool.
First person me. Ooh, my stomach just dropped. Anyway, okay.
Oh.
Said you RP Chimera all the time.
I'm
This is
aware.
no different.
It's still strange.
Well, let's hear it.
I'm standing at the entryway to the kitchen, and the house is a mess. There's toys and clothes everywhere, and there's half-eaten meals and dirty dishes. But despite the familiarity of the scene and my memory telling me that the day was and sunny, beyond all of the windows I see a void of blackness. Standing at one of the windows is Keone, young and pudgy-faced as she stares into the darkness, but suddenly she turns and she says, "Mummy, when is Daddy coming home?" And then everything freezes. The fire comes to a standstill. Keone doesn't move, she doesn't blink, she doesn't breathe. And I am rooted in place. Her voice comes again, but her lips do not move. She says, "Mummy, when is Daddy coming home?" And though I know he is not in the house, I hear Gregor start to laugh, and it is a loud, thunderous, and mocking sound. There is a moment when I see a strand of possibility. This moment of alternative time, and I chase it just as I hear Jeffrey down the hallway start to cry. Long, heart-wrenching wails. In this alternative place, I see myself telling Keone that her father chose to leave her, chose to leave us, chose to leave her family. And she starts to scream. It joins the chorus of cries and laughter. And as I retreat from this alternate reality, I choose to be the coward, and I tell my daughter that her father was taken by Imperial Guard. The room around me begins to fade. The toys vanish, and so does the old dishes and the food, the clothes. Everything that made this house a home is vanishing before my eyes, and the laughter turns maniacal, and her shrieks become shrill, and my son's cries become desperate and pained as Keone begins to age in front of me. The room darkens as the fire dies, and then before I know it, Keone is gone, and I am left alone in the dark. The sound crescendos into this eruption of sound that gives way to deafening darkness, and I am left alone. Except in the windows, out in the darkness, two massive eyes come alight, and something begins to unfurl and move and undulate. And then I hear Gregor's laughter again as he tells me that it was all my fault.
Damn.
Sit over here breaking my heart.
Yeah. That's really good.
Damn. Gotta follow that. I too will be doing second person. Warm, wet drips hit your face in a triplet beat. Tip tip tap, tip tip tap, tip tip tap. As the haze clears, you find you are face to face with an Imperial guard, eyes vacant, his full weight laid on top of you like a sandbag. Your dagger is deep in their neck. It's an effort to remove the blade. As you roll onto your stomach, the thunder claps. You are now crawling in the mud. A flash of lightning illuminates the face of a wild-eyed white woman with platinum braids and tattoos covering her left arm. Her ice blue eyes are locked on you. "Too loud, city boy! You're dead!" In a flash, she's standing above you. A sharp pain surges through you as she kicks you in the ribs. "Again, and this time let the rain drown out your movement." Another kick knocks you onto your back. As your eyes flare open, the wooden ceiling bounces soft morning light. The birds are chirping and the air is thick and warm with the scent of biscuits and butter. "Hunter, come get breakfast. We've got a long day ahead," Pa hollers. You wince as you rise, body still sore from yesterday's work. You stand up and get dressed. Your shirt is too big and is coarse to the touch. Looking down, you see the words "Zeralin's Home for Children" stitched into the front. Looking up, you see people looming over you. You're surrounded by children of various shapes and sizes, all at eye level. They laugh and giggle and whisper to each other as they point at your horns. Looking out the window, a family strolls down the street. You sigh, surrounded but entirely...
All right, we got some interesting dreams there. Hopefully nice little insights into everybody's kind of psyches and what's going on, what they're processing right now.
Oh, I totally should have used it as a backstory conveyance. That was a
Oh no, that's good. I think current processing as well as backstory, it's all good. It's all All good stuff.
I was very pleased by you were like, woman with tattoos on arm. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Kicks the child. Go on.
Well, as soon as that came, I was like, maybe not, but okay.
Continue.
Alrighty. So
Kick
after
me
you
next.
How
After
many
you
times
get-
does she kick you? How hard?
What kind of boots is
Ella.
she wearing with which to kick me? I mean, the person, whoever it may be.
So after those dreams, you wake up and you gather to start your next journey. What is your decision? Are you taking the wagon? Or are you just gonna go by foot? What is?
A quick, just point of order, Richard. You said something to this degree that do we all have cold weather gear already, or do we need to purchase that?
Yeah, I would say that where you live is probably like in storage because it's not winter time yet to like take it out, so you probably have to go digging for it. But yeah, you would all have cold winter gear.
Okay.
I don't know if you would all have climbing gear, but you'd all have cold winter gear.
Right.
for sure.
You meant.
I was going to
remember
ask
you
about
messaged
that.
something
Do we
about
need climbing gear?
I think Poe. No, Poe wouldn't know. Who would know? Bjorn, maybe? I don't think even Bjorn. No one's actually been up there, so you don't know if you need climbing
that.
equipment
As a
or not.
precaution.
I was going to say, we do have rope. Well, everyone comes with rope, a python, and a hammer. So, like,
Yeah, I've
that's
got a hammer
part
and
of it.
pythons as well.
Climber's
And
kit
I've
includes
got a
special
block on tackle.
pythons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness. They are 25 gold apiece.
No, not cheap.
But we could, using the stuff that Anwar bought, we already have rope, as you said. We could create the pythons and the other stuff, and then be good to go from there.
I mean, I've got 10 pythons.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
you guys are.
So
I
between
think you
us,
guys are.
we have all the
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, I think you guys are good on supplies.
Okay.
In the interest of time, I think I'll just
Cool.
jump forward a bit.
No, we need 45 minutes of shopping.
So, we already had like nearly an hour and a half of downtime.
Yeah.
So, getting into it now. You roll out and experience a leisurely day of travel. You do kind of get that morning drizzle again, but it's nothing too bad. And you just have a leisurely day of travel through dirt paths between fields and farms. I keep on envisioning like Legend of Zelda piano music, just like doo-doo-doo, just kind of very tranquil and kind
You're
of
gonna
easy
love
to
what's
go
been
through.
playing in the background the whole time, then. That's
Okay.
literally what it's been.
Cool. So anyways, yeah, just kind of going through various farms and stuff like that, just kind of going through fields throughout the day. And sorry, are you taking the wagon? Or are you?
I was thinking we'd take the wagon up to where we'd need to get dropped off.
It gets you an extra 10 miles of movement on the first day.
Yeah, and then Poe can just like Poe or Paw can drop us off there and swing back home.
Okay, yeah, Poe would be willing to do that. Well, actually, Poe might come later to pick it up if that's what you want to do. Or I mean, Poe was indicating that you could just keep the wagon and the yaks there until you return too. So.
No, I don't want to lock the yaks. Might there might be predators out there that might want to eat yak.
Well, there's like
So.
a base camp or something there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he
there's
was saying
probably
that there
safe
was-
space to keep them.
He was
Oh,
saying,
gotcha.
he was saying there was a safe house with a druid there, and he's.
Oh,
But Poe was
gotcha.
saying that like he would fully trust him to be able to take care of some yaks. So it's up to you.
okay.
We also have to
That
drop off something for the druid, right? A letter?
Yeah, Hunter did say he'd do that.
So why don't we
Yeah.
just go there and meet with the druid?
Yeah, sounds good.
Is there any RP you wish to do while you're on the open road and things are really easy? You guys haven't actually been with each other in a bit, so if there's anything you want to go over, that'd be a good time.
How we doing, y'all?
Who's climbed a mountain before?
I've never been climbing.
What does? I mean,
Oh.
so. How have you so climbed a mountain?
Well, I mean that
Darling.
there's been done camping and there's some hard Scrabble out there that I've climbed, but no like straight up cliff
Ah,
cliff climbing.
I'd like to think I'm capable but I've never done it. Most of my upper body strength has been built simply by forging, not through climbing maneuvers.
All right. Good
Make
to know that.
rugs.
All right, I just didn't know if anyone was a climbing enthusiast or.
So that's another thing across the board. This should be interesting.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I mean, if I have to echo my way up a mountain, I will.
I'm sure it'll be
Right.
fine.
You have shortcuts, don't you?
I wouldn't call it a shortcut. Somebody's probably not going to be happy on it about some alternative plane, but it's not my problem, I suppose.
Miss Chimera, I wanted to ask, you can trade places with other timelines or something?
Sort of. It's it's hard to explain.
And you're never worried about some other Chimera doing that to you?
Actually, I worry about it quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's ever I don't think it's ever happened to me though. It's weird 5 a.m. shower thoughts sort of thing.
I didn't think about that until you just said it. I was like, oh yeah, I guess you are ripping someone else out of their timeline every time.
Yep.
Miss Chimera, if you have
All
some
the way
kind
up a mountain.
Someone's
temporal
trying to like eat
meltdown
soup.
with
What is happening?
with multiple versions of yourselves, please let me know so I can take notes and see what happens.
I'm sorry, like you want to know if we get like into a spat or something.
If some kind of temporal anomaly happens, I find them very fascinating. And it's not every day that you meet someone who can do that.
A look of like dire concern kind of comes across her face, not because Anwar is curious, but because like he is curious in that sort of thing, and it's like, oh whoa, that maybe that's happened. Like it's a curiosity and a worry at the same time.
Audra will turn
kind of
around.
nods.
Audra turns around from the shotgun seat with the other kind of worry and was like, wait, Anwar, how often are you running into temporal anomalies?
Actually, that's a question.
Well, I never temporal, spatial. Building the bag of holding was quite tricky. So I've had this idea for an animation. Obviously, I can't animate, but I have this idea, a flashback, if you will. You can't see it, but you can imagine it. It's like a Rick and Morty style, like garage, where Anwar's like, all right, the bag of holding, test number 1. And it's like a little portal with like a satchel coming off the side. He's like, activating it now. And then immediately, like, a burst of plasma energy comes out of the hole as it opens right next to a star. He's like, no! And he like shuts it off and like things are on fire. And it's like cuts to try 37. It's like he opens it and nothing happens. It's like, all right, let's try ourselves. And he puts his hand in and he pulls it back out and it's frozen solid. Like he just put it into the vacuum of space. It's like, and it like another one, like a bunch of tentacles come out and like start like driving everywhere.
There's gotta be an eldritch abomination in there
Right,
somewhere.
and Eldritch like he's like, no.
I mean,
That's so good.
So once he nails down not letting energy through, not letting creatures through, and picking a space or a plane of existence that is freezing, he's like, and then it cuts back to him. It's like, it took some time.
that's so much better than
30
anything
Rock
I had
style
imagined.
cutaway. That's great.
Yeah. Well, like tentacles, like.
You pull out you grab your own hand and another like start pulling you out through what to shove your
Bjorn
clone
opens
back
the
in.
door. He's like, "What are you doing, boy?"
Alrighty. Is there anything else you wanted to go over before the next chapter? All right. So as the sun is at your back and you kind of reach that golden hour, you find yourself entering into the wood. Just update your token, kind of where you're at. Kind of getting into this area. So, you find, as you enter into the wood, you find a wooded shire with a 4-foot-tall fence made of a wide variety of old stones stacked up on top of each other. The dirt path you're on leads to a wooded gate that's a bit wider than the wagon. The gate is connected to a large wooden post, and up top of this post is a sign, kind of like one of ye olden street signs, that just says tracks written up as if wood burned into it. About 100 feet away... tracks. Trax. Tracks.
Oh, okay.
About 100 feet past the stone fence, you can see a log cabin with grass. It's either grass or moss, not vibrant moss, just regular moss. Either grass or moss growing all over the roof. Next to the front door, you can make out that there are some fox pelts that are hanging, as well as a shield hanging next to the door and an axe resting against the wall right beneath it. Hunter, you recognize this as a coded sign that this is a resistance safe house. Next to the axe and the shield is a white flag, symbolizing that things are peaceful and friends are welcome to stay right now. As you reach the gate, a bunch of sheep start rushing towards you on the other side of the fence. They're all going, meh, meh. They're just all running up to you. Not long after... You're not on the other side of the fence yet. Not long after, a beautiful tri-colored rough collie with a snow white chest mane runs up to the gate and starts barking ferociously at you. Just, what do you guys do as you approach the gate?
Dog. I rolled pet the dog.
So you hop out of the off the wagon and go over and try to start petting the dog.
Well, I mean, I of course do the regular greetings first. I calm myself. I let it sniff my hand. I let it know I'm not a threat. Hi, bud. Come on up, say hi. Or not.
Right.
Just stare at me like a weirdo.
All right. Given that you actually did that with an animal, I'll give you advantage on your animal handling roll.
Oh, 21
Solid.
enough?
Oh, I didn't see that you rolled it already. My bad. You solidly do that.
I was very excited.
Things are looking good right now. What's everybody else doing while all this is happening?
Aldra, I guess, would have taken the reins if Hunter's jumping up to go pet a dog.
Okay. Everybody else just stay in the wagon for right now? Okay. As you're doing that, one of the nearby sheep is just going to transform into this tall Goliath. Covered in various furs, including a polar bear where the arms are just draping over the sides. He's kind of old. He's got one eye. He's kind of bending over. He's got a cane that kind of morphs in with him, and he's just gonna be standing nearby the gate. And he'll be saying, "Who goes there? You've come a long way."
We have a letter.
Anwar seeing this is he was already kind of freaked out with the dog, and then the Goliath is like, "Oh my god!" He falls back over in the cart.
I always say that looks back, just calm down, Marwan. It's just the druid.
The Goliath is probably the size of Audra, but kneel down kind of with bad posture is more at eye level with Chimera. If Chimera were standing up. He's
that's a bad back.
It's a pretty bad back. And he's just less than a foot separates you, but yeah, when you're that tall, a bad posture can make a
6-inch decline, even though that's ow.
Yeah.
Scoliosis.
Oof.
In any case, he's gonna give Hunter, you'll probably pick up on that he's gonna kind of give some code in the way he's like, are you lost or have you found the way?
Oh, we're on our way just fine, friend. Thank you. I had some scripture I hoped you'd read for us. Do you have a moment to talk about the Lord and Savior?
Through some, we'll call it thieves' cant or rebel code, you're able to communicate a bit and be like, okay, I get it. I get where we're at. So he's gonna say, well, if that's the case, come on into my humble abode. And he's gonna walk you past. He's gonna kind of push the gate. He's old, but he's still wicked strong, given he's a Goliath. just kind of pushes the gate open. So, come on, go in. And he's just gonna kind of huddle his way over. And as you get towards the the cabin, the front door is going to open, and a redheaded freckled girl in her mid to late teens steps out the front door. She appears either human or half elven, kind of hard to tell. Her hair is braided and covered in jewelry, much like Chimera's, but in a different style. And her eyes are a vibrant yellow-green that kind of shift between yellow and green, kind of like halfway through her eyes. And she's also going to greet the group. She's going to say, "Oh, there are people. This is quite exciting. Who are all of you? It's nice to meet you."
Oh, hey there. I'm Hunter, and these are my friends. Y'all introduce yourselves as you like, I suppose.
Hello there. I'm Sorsha, and of course you've met Trax, and Trax is just gonna be like, "Yes, this is my apprentice, Sorsha, and you are welcome to come into our humble abode and spend the night." And you see this cabin, which is like not that big, but in scaled, it actually is quite big. Like that front door is tall enough for a full-size Goliath to go into. There's not much room, but we can make space for all of you, so please come on in. You can park the yaks right over here. I assure you it's quite safe here. And he's just gonna kind of waddle into his home.
What?
Anwar will approach. "Hi, thank you for your great hospitality. My name is Anwar, and we're on a journey up the mountain. We were told that you could offer us a warm place to lay our head and keep our yaks safe."
Oh, yes, absolutely. There's no trouble at all. We're all friends here.
We're
Yes,
also.
you don't need to know much about your journey. Better to not know some things, the less we know about each other, the better as far as safety is concerned.
Since Hunter hopped off to pet the dog, Audra, I guess, will start to lead the yaks around to where they can be tethered up.
Okay.
And when
Yes,
Thanks, Adrian.
Sorsha, why don't you go help with the yaks there?
And she's gonna just kind of hop about, and she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I can do that. Yes, absolutely. Here." And she's gonna like, "Fine. Okay, yes, here, yeah, here, okay." And then
I know
she's
what
gonna
I'm
just-
doing. Relax.
Okay. Well, if there's anything you need, please let me know.
Nice to that sweet baby
I will.
girl. You are not, though.
No. She says, "I will," as in, I will let you know if I need anything to her. That was not an answer to you. Sid.
The heroes will like
Got it.
fight me on this. So
And when she
Chimera,
comes back around, I was gonna say, Audra will say to Trax in giant, so as not to embarrass Anwar, just to say like, "Yeah, your appearance scared the kid for a moment there."
Well, it's probably the missing eye.
she goes
Gets
talking in
people
giant
sometimes.
again. I'm so curious about.
Chimera, you notice that
Uh-oh.
this girl, really not even like fully a woman yet, she is no older than the last time you saw Keone. She seems to be that kind of like 17-ish age, and she kind of reminds you a bit of Keone, just sheerly from kind of the age that she is. In any case,
Well, you can come on inside. You have a safe place to be here. I can make myself scarce, or I can make you some food, whatever it is you'd like.
Some food would be wonderful, and if you could tell us a little bit about the area and maybe the mountain, that would be even better.
Oh, sure. Well, the area here is usually quite safe. The Empire doesn't really make it out this way. They don't really have a vested interest, so we're able to live quite peacefully out here. I've been out in these woods for quite some time, and overall it's quite peaceful. But the Empire, every once in a while, they do have their scouts looking for new ways to profit off of things. I do worry about the foresting. It's approaching closer and closer, but I feel like it's still at least a couple years off before that'll be a concern here. And Sorsha is just gonna be like, so tell me all about you. I want to know about the outside. I am studying under him so I can learn more about magic. And if there's anything else that you all know, I would be curious to learn from you as well.
She's adorable, and I don't want to fuck with her.
Well, you know magic is against the law, right?
Oh yes, well with this, it's quite serious, which is why I just have some natural gifts, I suppose you would say, and so people told me that I should find somebody who's like really good at teaching me how to use these powers, and so I sought out like somebody who's really good with magic. And so people recommended Trax, so then I go to him, and Trax is gonna be like, we don't need to tell a full story about things, like I was saying, but less we know about each other, the better. I know that we want to make friends, but you have to understand, young one, there are people who would, if they ever caught any of us, would potentially invade our minds and probe things out, or maybe even torture people. It's very important that you not know too much about each other.
That's right. First rule of having magic powers, don't talk about magic powers. Second rule of having magic powers, do not talk about magic powers. See, she gets it.
Oh, I guess I understand, but it is very disappointing. I wish that I thought that we were all safe here, that we were all, members of the tsunami. Hunter, even just like her mentioning the name is like,
we don't talk about weather. We don't talk about weather around here. The rain has been heavy, but I wouldn't call it a tsunami, or a the downpour. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I guess never mind then.
Yep.
She's just kind of shuffle her feet as she's sitting down and saying, okay. Well, if there's anything you need, please let me know. You can have my room, and I guess I will set up a tent outside. It's okay. I'm used to being outside. I've done a lot of traveling. I guess I shouldn't say anything. Well, in any case, you are our guest, so you can stay here. It is warm, and I will go set up a tent. And if there's anything else I can do for you, like any other food, I like to make dessert. So if you'd like dessert afterwards, just let me know, and I will try to bake something for you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate having more people to see. It's just been the two of us for quite some time.
Darling, you can stay in your bed. I'm sure at least one of us wouldn't have a problem staying outside.
Oh no, nonsense. You are a guest. We will clear out, and you can stay here with no trouble for us.
Are you sure?
Oh yes, absolutely. If you look over at Sorsha, she's like, yes, it's okay.
I'm gonna have
We
to
could
insist.
Sleep on the floor.
Oh, I'll be sleeping out in the wagon anyway. Gonna be away from it for a little while, so may
Please
as well.
don't let us displace you at all.
Trax is gonna look down at Sorsha and be like, do you feel safe with these strangers staying in here with them? She's like, well, I mean, if we're all part of the same group, then shouldn't we all feel safe?
I may also take my leave in the wagon, just for sake of protection.
Oh, so
Seems every time we stop for the evening, there's a threat.
Oh no,
Every time.
I don't expect any threats here. That would be quite irregular.
Well,
Unless you're not followed, are you?
I wouldn't think so. But, wolves and other monsters in the marsh have
Oh,
showed
there
up
was,
now and again.
oh no, this is nothing like the marsh, I assure you. It's quite safe here, and any natural predators that have been around, I've certainly taken care of.
That is good to hear. However, I imagine Hunter would still feel safer if at least one of us, she is motioning her and Chimera, with the muscle would help him should anything happen to the cart.
All right, we'll do a sleepover. That's fine with me.
That is not how I would define it.
I'll grab my pajamas.
I
You
don't mean
do
to
what you
impose
want, I will
and say
remain my
how.
armor.
I'm gonna wear my Jimmy Jams.
Well, I don't mean to impose as long as Sorsha is okay with it, and you can make your arrangements however you wish, but I will make my bed available to you, and I will spend my time outdoors. I'm quite comfortable up there, it's completely fine, and you all can do as you wish. Speaking of, it's starting to get late, dinner is served, and I will, as I say, I think it's best we don't say too much to each other, so I'm going to make my way out, and, well, I guess that's about it. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Good evening.
Before you go, here I got something from a mutual friend, and I'll pass off the note.
And you give him a big kiss on the lips.
Just French. Just
That
full
wasn't from
French.
Hushin, that was from me.
He's gonna just kind of take it and look at it for a second without opening it and say, oh yes, well, thank you, I'll, excuse me, I'll read this in private as I head out. And he's gonna head out.
Did you get that Goliath art made, by the way?
No.
It's
It does kind of look like one of the things from one of the artists that I've used before, but
It's
no,
neat,
that's
though.
art.
I've never seen a Goliath that wasn't just like in the art.
yeah, I know, right? Yep.
It's cool.
He was a last minute swap out too. I had some other guy, but he looked kind of like the villain from Saw. I was like, this guy's too creepy. I don't want him looking like this.
The magical Goliath is fun. That was for the Super Mario 64. That's what Vanna was, or well, she was a sorcerer, not a druid. But it's a fun pairing. A spell Goliath.
So Sorch just came out. So it's okay if I stay in here in my room?
Of course, darling.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, let me know. But alrighty then. And once Trax is out, who else is going out too? Like who's all? Well, I guess people are saying, does anybody want to stay for dessert? I can bake something.
Yes.
Okay, do you like muffins?
Yes.
I will make some muffins.
The answer was going to be yes, regardless of what you suggested.
Okay. So she's gonna start baking some muffins. While Trax is outside. And so she's just gonna like keep on probing. So, without telling me too much, who are you? Where are you from? What are you... Guess I can't say what you're doing. Is there anything we can talk about? I am so curious.
You said you were learning magic. How is that going for you?
Ooh, it's going really good. I know 2 cantrips and I know 3 spells. They're small spells, but I know them. I know how to do the druidcraft and the guidance and the cure wounds and the good berry and the healing word. I know all 5 of those.
Those are great. Those are good.
I worked
You want to
really
travel with
hard
us
on
for a
it.
while? Do you need to be trained by real superheroes? Come with us.
Don't listen to him.
kidding.
We are
Climb
terrible.
the mountain with us. Come battle at the temple.
Young man, go outside. Both of you go outside.
That was not an actual line from Audra. Audra will just be sitting patiently waiting to enjoy her muffins. She has nothing to add. She's just waiting for that.
All right, is anybody else doing anything or just kind of making small talk and stuff?
I will absolutely like small talk with her, just like, if there's anywhere you could go in all the world, where would you go? Like just fantastical talking, considering she's stuck in a little hovel of a place with an old dude.
Okay. Yeah, she was like, well, one day I would like to be a great healer, and, you know, there's all this, like, bad empire stuff, and I'm training so that way one day I can, like, help fight them, and, like, I don't know how much fighting I'll do, but I'll heal the people who fight them, and then maybe one day the empire will be gone, and then we can start, like, new cities, and
new lands and stuff, and maybe we can like make a better world. That's what I hope for.
Do be careful of who you talk to about that sort of thing, dear.
Oh, sure, but I just know that like we are all on of similar minds here, yeah.
Even still.
I believe so.
Okay.
At some point over the course of the night, when things kind of quiet down after we've had our fill of muffins, Anwar's going to try and make an excuse to talk to Shorsha privately outside.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's like, I'll be right back and go get some firewood, and so that way we can have more fire.
Oh, why don't I help you with that?
Okay.
So
Alright.
once they get outside a little bit, Anwar's going to turn to her and being very serious, and he's going to look at her and say, "Are you familiar with equivalent exchange?"
Like trade?
It's if you give me something, if I give you something, you give me something in return.
I am familiar with the idea, yes.
All right. So, without endangering yourself too much, we're here on a very important mission. We're going to be going up that mountain and looking for people that stay there. And I need to
Okay.
know everything you can tell me about it. And I'm willing to offer you something in exchange for this information, something that I think you'll value quite a lot.
Okay.
And Anwar is going to use Produce Flame in his hand and kind of like a very small, I think, as someone who likes knowledge and learning as much as I do, this could benefit you a lot.
You're going to give me a flame?
I can show you how I do it, and maybe with time, you could learn how to do it too.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to stay up, then we could do that, and then I could tell you I actually grew up on the mountain. Well, not that big mountain, but in the mountains near it, so I know a bit. So I can tell you.
Yeah. Do you know about the temples or any creatures, beasts, things like that live there, monsters?
I know that there is a temple up very high on the mountain, but I've never been there. There are a number of temples that are at various peaks. This is kind of embarrassing to share, but my mother says that my father was an angel who visited a temple, and I am, well, I guess I can show you, this just us around. And she's going to produce some incorporeal wings that kind of shoot out from the back.
Dope.
Oh, wow. That's a good trick.
Yes, I was gifted from a very early age, and so that's why they try to send me to find somebody who can help me teach like how to do magic and stuff, because I've kind of like been blessed from birth, I guess.
Where are your parents now?
They are up a few mountains away. Well,
Not that far.
that's where my mother is. My father I've never met.
Was he not around?
No, I've never met him.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. I guess if you're an angel, then there's a lot of stuff you got to do somewhere.
I don't know much about angels, but Anwar's going to show her the rune of Suha, the sun goddess, and obviously he can't teach her overnight, but he would like to show her, and especially because this is a druid cantrip, the workings of the produce flame cantrip. So when she does get a little stronger,
Okay.
she could eventually use it on her own.
When you show her and start do you explain about your goddess a bit or anything like that?
I do.
Okay. She's gonna be like, oh, you must mean Do Al Ra. She is the sovereign goddess of sun and sacrifice, and she is actually the one who my father apparently is supposed to be an angel representing. So it is funny that you bring this up.
That's very interesting.
That must be the goddess that you are talking about, but maybe you call her something different?
Suha's a Genasi sun goddess, but maybe they're related in some way. Come from similar stories passed down.
I don't know. I did not think that gods were any kind of race. I thought they were just like above all the races.
I know that Suha often keeps me warm and safe in the darkest and scariest of places. Even when you think there's no light, Suha shows you another way.
Well, that's very interesting. I do have one other question though. The devil man inside is
Huh?
he? It's I didn't want to ask him because I was worried that I would offend him, but does he also have a parent who's like a devil or something?
Hunter, he's fine. He's very nice. He's very.
Do you think he would be offended if I asked him?
If his, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what is he. I'm not sure what he knows of his parent situation. He doesn't seem to live with someone that looks like him. I'd be careful asking him about that. He might be sensitive, but he's a very, very nice man.
Okay, then I guess I will not ask him right now. Sometimes it is like very sometimes it is like a lot of anxiety when you like want to ask somebody something, and then I usually just chicken out.
I know that all too well. Constantly. But this mission we're on is very important. So
Okay.
I figure it seems your guardian is a little tight-lipped when it comes to information here and anything we could know.
He's very protective of me and his sheep. He is a natural shepherd.
He was a sheep when we got here. How often does he stay like a sheep?
Most of the time.
Oh. Okay.
He's quite
Clean the
old.
house. I'm gonna go be a sheep for a while.
He's quite old, and I feel
Can you
like
blame him?
he I think he feels better when he's in an animal form because his Goliath form is kind of falling apart.
That's unfortunate. Before we head back in, we've been out here gathering wood for a while.
We have been.
Do you know
People are
any-
going to start to talk
About what?
about maybe we like got attacked by wolves or something.
Oh, that would be bad. But they would know pretty quickly if I was attacked by a wolf.
Okay.
Do you know any safe passages up the mountain? If you're familiar with these mountains, any way that can get us up there okay?
Well, mostly those mountains. Maybe you'd have to look out for, maybe a troll or maybe, I don't know. Otherwise, it's just kind of like some goats and things, like mountain goats. There is talk that there is a yeti, but I've never seen one before. They say it
Right.
lives up on the highest mountain, but I am not so sure because when people say it, they say like they saw footprints or they saw like some hair, but no one's ever like actually seen one. Or the people who say they have seen one are usually saying that when they're drunk. So I'm not really sure if the yeti is real. But I definitely know that there are mountain goats and there are like ice trolls and things like that. As far as
How's the moss population?
no
Our
moss.
mortal enemy.
There's no moss. No.
Oh, good. Okay. Then we should be fine.
Yes, I have heard of people who like will go up for pilgrimages and stuff, and I've not heard of people who are like dying on the way. I mean, I'm sure that it's dangerous to a degree, but I don't think it's too dangerous.
Good. Just thank you for.
Sometimes though, you should definitely keep your voice down. Otherwise, you could cause avalanches. That is one thing. That can be a problem for some people, I've heard.
Good to know. Good to know.
So just tread lightly.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I scream a lot.
Well, maybe you
All right.
should not do that. You have to summon up a bit of bravery, but I'm sure you can do it.
Thank you, Sorsha.
All right, let's go inside. It's starting to be a bit too long while we're out here.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Is there anything else anybody else wants to RP before we head on to the next part?
Whatever muffins are left over, Audra is going to scoop up and walk to the wagon for the evening with, and that's gonna be like her late night snack.
Okay.
I just absolutely want to give Anwar a look when he comes back inside. And that's it. I don't want to say anything to it. I just want it.
Anwar's like
He's gonna be like,
he's adjusting his belt, but it's because he had to reach down to like get something for his produce flame spell.
That's all. That's all I want to do.
Right.
But yeah, Audra's just carb loading before her big climb. With
All right.
the muffins.
So you in that case you load up, and you the next day, you have a peaceful night and everything, just as promised. Everything's peaceful. And the next day you can start kind of packing up, getting ready to hike up that mountain.
Audra's gonna be. She gets up in the morning in the wagon, just, I'm glad we had a night without incident.
Who ended up being Big Spoon? Do we need to roll for that?
Audra does not spoon. Don't bother rolling for that.
Not in the waking world. So all I'm hearing is Little Spoon.
If
for
Hunter
you.
like
sounds like Little
if Hunter, I was gonna say, I imagine like if Hunter like just rolled over in the night and accidentally Big Spooned her, like she would have just like pushed him in one move, like strong armed him like the way you slide a drink across the bar, just sliding him to the other end of the wagon.
I think we did head to toe.
Yeah.
And then like every now and then you'll wake up and I'm kind of like nuzzled into your shin.
And you just get like kicked in the chin.
I'll roll over to the other side.
All right. Anything you want to say as far as your prep before you start your journey?
Audra's definitely a very warm spoon if she were to do that, being a big fur hulk, but unfortunately spooning is not her thing.
All right. Anything else before you head out on your journey?
Just thanking them for their hospitality. And
All right.
Being thankful for the muffins.
Say goodbye to the axe.
All right. So
These
you will
are
begin
delicious, girl.
you will begin your journey heading up the mountain, and it starts off with less of an incline. So at first it's just kind of hiking through, and it does start to get a bit colder as time goes on, but overall, like, things are actually going pretty well for you. And eventually, when you'll get a decent way up the mountain your first day, getting about a quarter of the way up there. When it's about time to stop for a break-ish. And whenever it is like at a time where you kind of stop for a break and start breaking out rations and stuff, there is going to be a small snow white goat, like just a goat that's got like itty bitty horns kind of starting to poke out, that is going to start coming over, looking very cute, just like meh, meh.
I have just one question. Does it appear to be a good goat or a bad goat?
You can roll insight.
I was gonna say
I will
actually
not.
because when we encountered a sheep, it turned into a druid. Audra is going to be slightly suspicious.
Okay.
And roll to be like, is this truly a goat? So what would you like for that?
Just insight.
Okay.
Or investigation. Investigation is usually what you do to like determine if there's any illusion or anything like
Okay.
that.
Because she's just like, the last one turned into a person. Let me just... Is this one going to turn into a person, too?
You have no idea if this goat's gonna turn into a person or not.
Well, she's braces just in case.
Okay. It's gonna come over, and because you rolled a 21, I'll say at first you really feel like this is a cute goat. Like it's gonna come up, it's gonna like try to nuzzle on you, but it's clearly after your food.
Oh.
It's very much like, if you like, if I'm cute, you'll give me food. You'll give me food.
Absolutely not.
Y'all, I think we just got dinner.
Don't know if that's somebody's. I mean, does it look wild? Like,
Oh yeah, this is a wild goat for sure. There's a wild mountain goat, but it's all on its own and it's just a kid. And it looks hungry.
Oh, we don't have to eat
it's
a
a big...
little one, do we?
This is gonna be the Resident Evil 4 Rescue the Wolf moment, I feel.
I'd like to do a
No
nature check to see if I can find like some natural root veggies nearby that I could pull up for it.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival. See if you can.
This has
do
been
that.
a really cute episode
survival.
so far.
Or nature's fine too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't find anything. It's like just a bunch of snow around. There's really not much vegetation around. And so no one's given it any food.
Let's see what I got.
There's some
Almar will break off a little bit.
I was gonna
And,
say, like, just while there's some hesitation, you're gonna see it's gonna start doing stuff like going over to like somebody's shoelace and like just grabbing it, and, like pulling on the shoelace.
Well, now we
Almar will
can't
break off
reward-
some of his bread.
Okay.
No, we can't reward that bad behavior now. It's gonna learn that if it wants to eat, you just go after
No
shoelaces.
negative reinforcement.
He's just hungry.
I know he
And-
is, so we gotta wait till he behaves to feed it.
I feed it. I sneak a little bit of the lead Anwar bought into a piece of bread and feed it to him. Just kidding.
What?
I attack Audra.
Just all these dead goats all the way up the mountain.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible.
I'm kidding.
It
It's
is
like when I
going
shot all
to-
those kittens in Fallout in front of Sid.
It's gonna eat the bread. It's gonna eat whatever there is, and then like very quickly, it's just gonna like start running over. Like if somebody has a pack on the ground or anything like that, it's just gonna start like grabbing the pack and starting to like run off with it, just like.
This.
Look Dee Dee in the eyes and tell her what you did.
Oi, I'm gonna go after the goat sheep.
Okay.
Remember the last time I, as a character, had to run after some sheep, I absolutely snapped its neck. So
You did.
When was that?
like one of the first like sessions with Lena.
For this music, the piano-ish kind of Breath of the Wild starts to transition into Untitled Goose Game, where it just starts.
The legend.
The ghost just like just kind of running off with some stuff. So yeah, well, you want to run after it?
Oh yeah, and I like throw an echo out in front of it. So, like,
You throw an echo out to like block its path, and yeah, it can. Does the echo like attack, or do you just kind of try to corner it and like teleport
kinda
to the
like-
other side? Or
yeah, like I try to like kind of hurt it in a way, and then like try to like cut it off, like not aggressively, but also give that back, please.
okay. All right. So yeah, you're able to do that kind of with your like you're teleporting around. Eventually, you're able to grab the bag back, and it just kind of laughs. It's like, and then it just kind of trances off like, I win. It was fun. And it just kind of just starts.
Oh, can I do an investigation to see if it was frickin' Sorsha?
Yeah.
Investigation, you said, right?
Yep.
Oh no.
Sid,
that's
I'm
a-
assuming you can flank with your own.
Those
echo,
generally
yeah?
work for illusions. I
Yeah.
don't think they work for wild shapes though. I don't know if there's a way you can tell if someone's in a wild shape, other than you can do
Oh, I can tell when someone's in wild shape. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, I don't know. You know it's an asshole goat.
The trend of not being able to roll above a 12 is like
Yeah.
Hey, get him
yeah.
now. Get him out now while the stakes are low.
it's hurting my soul.
In any case, as it kind of scampers off, that is about yeah, for the remainder of your insight 21, Andrew, Hunter kind of can piece it together like, this is just an asshole goat. Like, it clearly liked messing with you. And it just kind of scampers off. Do you just let it go, or do you do something to it? What do you do?
All right, we can eat the goats it inevitably brings back to fuck with us later, because you know this here Chekhov's goat is gonna come back and be a pain in our ass with reinforcements, and that's a lot of stew. That is a lot of stew.
We fed the thing though.
Yeah, we're fattening it up for the stew in another couple episodes.
Did it take one of our packs? Like, was one of our packs gone?
That's why
No,
I went after it.
Chimera got it back.
Okay.
She
Let's
like
just keep going.
echo teleported in front of it and got it.
I say we leave it
Guys.
alone.
While we've been up here, have you noticed there's been no Imperial presence? There's no
nice.
checkpoints or flags.
That and the mountain itself doesn't seem so menacing either. So
It's been quite refreshing.
quite nice
Yeah.
actually.
A little rambunctious, but not quite so grim.
Yeah.
It's like rowdy in a fun kind of. What's the word I'm looking for?
I just like the wordplay of rambunctious.
Yeah. All right. So it sounds like you've left it alone. It's just gonna scamper off till it's out of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of pack up your stuff and continue heading along your journey. About a couple hours in, you are eventually going to get to a point like there's probably at various points where you're like going around ridges and stuff. So there's kind of like shelves where it's just kind of like flat, and you can just kind of like start walking around the edge of the mountain as you're kind of like circling your way up. And as you go along a stretch of that, at some point, you're just gonna hear a bah! And then
I knew it.
if you look up after like a huge sheet of snow, like a couple hundred feet worth up in the air, you're just gonna see another goat. This one with like full adult, the horns go like all the way back, and it's looking down at you, and it just goes bah! And just yells so loud that an avalanche is gonna trigger.
We're going to kill.
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Ooh.
Unla, you're still not wearing armor, right? You're just in your regular.
Just regular.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Audra's ready to move.
Audra is ready to move.
And Miss Hazard's grapple gun.
Yeah. No, this is low level. This is low level stakes right now. Well, I say low level stakes, but for your level, it might be higher stakes. We'll see how you do. All right. Chimera got a 5.
Sure did, because I can't roll higher than a 14. Shoot.
Hunter's got a 13. And Anwar got a 14. Okay. Last chance for luck.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Fucking pity.
Have you even like used all 3 in a day yet?
10.
No.
I was gonna say, yeah. I feel like you could be more generous.
Doubled
if you
your
wanted
roll.
to.
Okay. So
Nope.
the avalanche starts triggering, falling down instantly. You are right in the middle of this pathway. Each of these squares is 10 feet instead of 5. You got to pick a way to go. Left is forward, right is backwards. And you got to make it to the end in time. It looks like this thing is going to fall within a couple rounds, depending on how it rolls on its initiative.
So,
Which I will not reveal to you because you're not able to really see.
Richard, the goat is up here.
What was that?
The direction of the avalanche is coming from here.
The direction of the avalanche, like, don't try to make this map look like too much. It's falling on you. It's falling. It's directly above you.
Okay.
It's falling straight down.
We're not out running. We're just getting out from under it.
You are trying to move to either the left or the right of it, because it's going to come right down on top of you unless you move to the left or the right.
I was just making sure this wasn't like we are running downhill with us chasing it.
No. You're not trying to outrun it. You're trying to avoid it. Yep. So Audra, do you just dash, or is there anything else that you do?
I'm just. I'm going to hit myself with resistance, just to be safe. And then I'm going to. You said each square is 10 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
You can measure it out on the thing if you want.
Okay. Difficult terrain or no?
Not difficult terrain.
Okay. So I'm gonna move my 30 feet because my action was the resistance spell.
Okay. Alrighty. Next up is Anwar.
Anwar does have his shield out. He's kind of had that at the ready since they've been climbing up the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have much in the way of things, but he will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll make a dash.
Okay, he'll make a dash. Just starts running for it. Hunter, what about you?
Do I see like a cave or a nook or anything either to the right or
No,
the left?
it's just the left or the right. There's no nooks or anything like that.
Well, since everyone else started running left, I will also run left.
Okay.
I just like going left when I have a choice.
Like a pink bolt, just 120 feet of movement there.
All right, so you get to move 12 spaces.
Oh right, because your rogue dash. I was like, wait, what?
He's got 40 feet because of mobile, and he's got the bonus action dash, so he can move a total of 120 feet.
That's pretty dope.
Oh wait.
You can move 6 more spaces.
Toy.
What? Oh, you're moving upwards
Maybe I
too?
should have done that. Never mind. Okay.
I'm confused why you didn't just move straight along.
Yeah, me too, but that's fine.
Okay. Okay. Chimera, you're up.
You did say left was going up the mountain, right?
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense then. I was like, what? Everybody's going the right way, correct?
Yep, everybody's going the correct way.
I'm gonna turn and just head south and jump off the cliff.
Oh, wait.
Safest move.
I'm going to action dash here as a bonus, just in case I'm summoning an echo back here that I'll just put a little like marker for.
Okay.
Just in
Oh,
case.
sorry.
I have a feeling. I'll just put her right there.
You're gonna put her behind you?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Hello, there she is.
Oh,
I
okay.
had a feeling you'd bring her out somewhere. Okay. So, the snow is continuing to come down and down and down. It looks like it will come down at some point on this round, but it's hard to gauge exactly when, because you don't know how it rolled for initiative. So, Audra, you're up first. What do you do?
Now I'll take my dash action.
Okay.
Just keep on moving.
Hunter ran in front of you, but that's okay. All right,
I mean,
so
he's
that's as far as you
faster,
can
so
get.
it's fine. We won't collide.
Okay. Anwar.
I don't have much in the way that I can give myself outside of guidance, so he's just gonna keep trucking. It's another 6 squares,
All right.
and depending on how close that snow gets, he might start to unbutton and roll up his sleeve, get a burning hands at the ready in case he needs to clear some space.
Alrighty. Hunter.
I'm going to run off the map. Gonna go ahead and 20, 30, 40.
Alright, so you make it in the clear. You're past the area that it looks like the snow is falling.
And I'm gonna turn around and kind of gauge where everyone else is and pull out my shovel just in case I need to use it here next round.
All right. So far, it looks like no one else is going to be making it. Chimera, you are up. I'm curious
Okay.
as to why the echo's behind
Well,
you, not in front of you.
I-
So I'm curious to see what you're doing.
Put her back there initially because I wasn't sure if Audra was going to actually sprint, and I wanted a contingency plan in case.
Oh, got it. I
happened.
understand. Got it.
But seeing that she,
Did you
got the
think
let
Audra
out.
was gonna try to fight the snow?
I don't know, she tried to fight.
I mean, you
Mom,
did
so
use an
here we
action
are.
for resistance.
Well, yeah, as a save, just in
So
case.
I will So that echo's gonna be just. She's just gonna sit for a second. I guess I didn't need to move her. She could stay there.
Okay.
So dash, bonus action, summon echo 15 feet ahead of me. So that one vanishes. That one this one shows up, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna just have it sprint to the full 30 feet. So then I can be off.
Okay.
Again, behind her was a
Yeah. You
Got it.
run. I will fight this avalanche myself.
So
I cast
luckily
magic
for you,
missile
you're-
into the snow.
Luckily, you were able to do all that because the snow rolled a 3. So all of you were able to get 2 full rounds in. But the snow does eventually come crashing down onto you, and the 3 of you, Anwar, Chimera, and Audra, the 3 of you, Hunter, you just see them get buried in about 20 feet of snow.
Oh, are we not dex saving or anything like that?
No, it's
Nothing.
completely covering you. You can't dodge it. It's just
Okay.
Also,
Comes
though,
right down on
Hunter,
top of you.
You absolutely see the echo kind of get bug-eyed and look around, and then
it
Like,
it
oh, shit.
screams, "Where am I?"
Audra. Oh, sorry. I need to roll 2d8 for each of you. Oh, just bludgeoning, just a ton of snow coming down on you.
Well, I hope you understood what I was trying to do with resistance. Oh well.
Oh, to give yourself a
Yeah, just in
advantage on
case.
the dex
Because
save.
that plus Shield Master is like a significant boost for dex stuff, for dex saves.
If you wanted to do something with your shield, to keep some of the snow coming down on you, maybe I could give you something for that.
Well,
Because you did spend an action, so I would like to
Yeah.
give you something.
because I thought, well, here, you want me to give you, this is what, these are the benefits of Shield Master. If you think anything is, sort of transposable to the situation, go for it. But, yeah, it's generally...
Just because you gave an action to do something instead of dashing, I'll just half this.
Okay.
So instead of 8,
So we can
you'll
just
get
say
4,
she's
4 damage as you Yeah, you've
holding
casted
the
a
shield
spell
up.
on yourself as well as holding up the shield. Between both of those, you only take 4 damage instead of 8.
Okay.
Anwar, you take a full 8 of
Okay.
bludgeoning damage, and Chimera, you take 5. So that is what happens with all of you. Audra, it is your turn. You are covered in 20 feet of snow. What do you want to do? It is. I should say you are restrained, but not incapacitated, and you're currently blinded because all you can see is snow around you.
The
If you'd like to
16
fight if you'd like to fight your way out, it is a strength check unless you have some other ability that might get rid of the snow in some way.
The 16 there was concentration on resistance, because it is technically a concentration.
Okay. Yeah, you
obviously
save.
It's yeah. I'm gonna drop a sacred flame. Wait, sacred flame, a target or a creature or a point? Let me double check.
I'll allow you to, if you want to target snow, you can target snow.
Yeah, I just want to drop. Yeah, it says creature, but yeah, if you'll allow it, then yeah, I just want to drop some to get it warmed up so I can start to try to wriggle my way out.
Okay, you can go ahead and do that. That's your turn. And then next turn you could
Try to get out.
you could climb out with advantage. Yeah.
Cool.
Anwar, what do you do? It looks like you had a burning hands ready.
Is Miss Chimera right next to me?
Yeah, we could say so. Yeah.
Am I able to Miss Chimera, are you there?
Very muffled. You're muted, Sydney. So if you had a response,
Yeah, I was totally making muffled responses. It's cool though.
okay.
As much as Anwar can, like, he's already kind of crunched, but as much as he can kind of wriggle his hand free a little bit, he's going to shoot a burning hand straight up to try and melt his way out.
Okay. Yeah, that punctures a big hole in. You will be able to roll at advantage next time too, trying to get out. And your DC might be a bit lower because that's like burning hands does more damage than a sacred flame does. So I'll probably lower the DC for that a little bit. Yeah, why not? How about you roll damage for your sacred flame too, Audra, just so I can get an idea.
Oh, sure. And it makes no. I think it's Let me double check something real quick.
Don't worry about the save. The snow's not going to save.
No. I was saying it is. It's sacred flame, but it is technically radiant damage. Just if that makes a difference to you.
It's fine.
I mean, I guess radiant would. Radiant is
okay.
just.
Maybe it's not fine.
Radiant's
just, like,
just sunlight anyway, right? Like radiant's just sunlight,
it's...
kind of anyway. So, well.
It kind of melts a little bit. I'm not sure about that advantage anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
I made the
just...
snow feel comfortable.
Yeah, you made the snow feel comfortable. Hunter, you avoided all of this, but all you see right now is the echo and a huge thing of snow. Is there anything you do? You got the shovel ready?
Yeah, I've got my shovel ready, so I'm gonna start going.
I would
down
say
there.
with the burning hands, you like look up. You'd have to kind of like climb up, but you do just see like a. Well, I don't know. It's 15-foot cone. You're in 20 feet of snow, and maybe you wouldn't even see that though. But you might.
Well, I think if it starts to melt, then there would just be like a hole sinking in an area.
Yeah. You might see like a little collapse. If you were
like
to
a
climb
blah,
up,
blah,
you
blah.
would see a collapse happening.
Oh,
Like you would have an idea where to start digging if you want to start digging them out.
Yeah. I'm gonna start digging them out.
All right, Anwar, you just start hearing a bit higher above you. And I would say within a turn, like, yeah, he'll with all that snow melted, Hunter's able to see you. You can actually like see somebody and breathe a bit easier. Chimera.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Sorry, Anwar. I know you're doing a thing, but I can totally help you out too, man. I'm gonna like try. Sorry, hold on. I have Untitled Goose Game just like blaring in the background, and it's some aggressive.
Nice.
Just teleport out. You know you want to.
I'm probably going to, but also I was going to immediately run over and try to dig you out.
It's fine. Just let my parents know that I died.
From a goat.
No, like, so she's gonna like try to holler at him that she's gonna leave him briefly, like let him know if he can understand what she's saying, and then pour it and try to dig him out.
Okay.
So this is one echo that I'm already pissing off in this reality.
Now that we've
I just
opened
been
that door, you're gonna be thinking about it every time.
No. Yep.
There's some other reality where the echo's just like, okay, I made it. I'm good. What?
I hope it's the same one every time, and it's just trying to live its life. You
well,
just keep
luckily,
yoinking it.
most of these timelines just kind of dissolve after the prime timeline is established. So, but there was some other possible future where that happened, and luckily that timeline dissolved within a matter of days.
We hope.
Okay.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah. All right. So Chimera, you make it out, and then you said you're gonna climb up and try to help dig him out.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If both you and Hunter are both offering a hand, you can pull him out. So now at this point, the only person is Audra. I'm gonna take out the turn order. So Audra, what are you
if I'm
trying
not
to do?
going at advantage, how's a 15?
15, you can start climbing your way out. And let's see, it's 20 feet, and so we'll just call that like what do you call it? You can get about 15 feet up because that's half your speed. So you're climbing, just kind of like pushing your way through, but you still got like a bit left, and you're still kind of dangling there. Probably enough though that just like with Anwar earlier, you're starting to see that there can be
yeah.
Like you can kind of see where the snow is starting to dip, and probably can find.
Well, I guess she gets pretty tired after
her.
the first round of climbing with that 7 next.
Oof, yeah. Yeah, well, in any case, yeah, she kind of gets stuck almost the way through. I think you'll probably have to go over to help her out because she's just kind of stuck in the snow.
I'm almost there. Give me a little bit of a hand.
Does anyone help
I
Audra?
believe we're done.
Absolutely
Let's
not.
keep moving.
As soon as you get over there, just blam! Fist punches up through the snow.
Okay, I don't help you then.
Yeah,
Like,
so shovels.
when you get there to
Shovels
help
ahoy.
is when she's just like, poof!
All right. So you all have gotten out, and when you look up, the goat that triggered that is nowhere to be found.
I don't feel like feeding the next goat.
You'll notice that Anwar, who is very adept to the heat coming from a desert place, is the opposite for the cold. He is freezing right now. He's like got a produce flame in his hand, and he's just like, so the snow melted and became water. So you don't need to be a scientist to know what happens next.
Speaking of,
Audra's gonna rub her hands together a bit and just, Marwan, come over here a moment. I don't know if this may help, but I'll try. And she hasn't actually used her cleric thing, her forge cleric thing today. So she will touch Anwar, whatever kind of armor or non-armor you're wearing now, whatever your outer layer is, and use her thing. So whatever you're wearing is now a +1 AC. And like, since it's forge cleric, I don't know if there's any potential like flavor there for it to warm you up slightly, but at the very least, it's a little more protection at least on the mountain.
yeah, I guess I'll give that to you. That's some nice little flavor there. That as you kind of put that blessing on, you can like feel almost like you're back in a forge for a second, as you just kind of your whole body just starts to kind of heat up a bit, and then just kind of dry out, and your whole outfit is, well, it's a +1 clothing, I guess.
Yeah, the same way that Audra will like.
Because right now, like, it's not even like it's leather armor. You just have no armor on right now, right?
Yeah, it's close.
I don't know if I can.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if I can technically do that then.
+1 to that. Then.
Yeah, I think it has to be armor.
Can I say,
Well, we'll
though,
just say that the warming works. The +1 does not.
Yeah, it has to be armor, unfortunately. But
like,
if it warms you up, that was really the real goal.
Audra going, "Come here, Anwar," and then you like clenched your fists, and it was like, "Are you going to knock him out?"
Go towards the light, Anwar.
You're unconscious.
I just carry him on my shoulders instead. This way he won't complain.
Still probably
I'm
gonna
gonna-
get frostbite,
No,
but at least he's
instead
not
of-
complaining.
Like she normally does like
feeling
a hand
that,
up
hold
the
on.
sword kind of wipe. So for armor, it's almost like the like Catholic move kind of deal across to
Yes,
warm up
and-
armor.
Yes, Andrew.
I'm also gonna pull the blanket out of my backpack and wrap that around the little redhead. Hopefully that
Can we put the
helps.
Vanta black cloak on him? It is like fur.
All right, I'll wrap the Vanta black cloak around him, and then I'll wear the blanket.
I mean, I don't know if he
blanket
could do
anyway.
both. I was just saying.
Yeah. Well, in any case, as you kind of turn around the corner, you start to kind of notice the shade of the mountain as you kind of circled around to part of it where, with the sun starting to go down, starting to feel like, especially after that ordeal, it's getting started time to make camp for the night. And you're starting to notice that it's getting a bit colder. So what do y'all do? Do you try to find a place to make shelter? Is there anything you do, especially in particular?
I mean,
I
I think
mean,
we definitely gotta
full
make
survivor
shelter.
man.
We got a fresh pile of snow here that's we could dig out an igloo real fast. We're
Survival
already halfway
plan.
there anyway.
Boom.
What is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll survival to make a sick igloo.
Okay. Yeah.
I can
I'd
assist
say you can
on
do
that.
it. Gonna take you a bit of time, but yeah, you can do that. Is there
Sorry.
anything else anybody is doing to prep for the night?
Have we seen wildlife other than the goats?
You have not.
Okay.
There was that sheep.
Hmm.
I'm
like
gonna
to build
try
a
to get the fire going,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
which I reckon we prepared for that in terms of like, yeah, snow and like wood aren't exactly best friends, so I assume we have some like wrapped up somewhere.
We have a bag of holding, and we just came from a druid's house.
Yeah, we did, boy. Okay.
Yep.
There we go. And you spent a long time gathering wood yesterday. So
It wasn't that long. I think it was a normal amount of time for adequate pieces of wood to make sure to get the right kind. You know?
it's moments like these I wish I wish Kamira wasn't like late 30s. Oh, did you get the right kind of wood? Did she get the right kind of wood?
Oh, I bet she
I
has
don't know,
all
most-
the oak, cherry, redwood.
Most
no!
of the women I know in their late 30s are making jokes like that all the time.
That's
For
true.
real.
That's true.
Well, in any case, yeah, you eventually, you make camp for the night, and much to your pleasure, there are no more sightings of goats during the night.
I'd like to set up a snare trap,
Okay.
but
just
you know, if
wake
we
up
don't
in the
see
middle
any
of the
ghosts-
night to the
dang,
sound of a
oh
screaming
well.
goat.
Ah,
Yep. Is there any kind of overnight RP anybody wants to do? I feel like we've done a fair amount of RP already, so
Just
unless there's
staying
anything
warm,
somebody really wants to do.
sleeping in my
Okay.
armor for an extra layer.
Okay. Alrighty. So the following day, you head out onto your journey, and it starts to get a bit steeper. At first, there's kind of like the pathway that kind of seems kind of natural, eventually kind of narrows, and there's kind of like two. Well, there. I guess there's a very steep wall to the right. There's like the edge of the cliff is on the left, and then there's like a pile of boulders that you don't really need climbing gear necessarily, but you do need to start like actively climbing to get up. So I'm gonna need athletics checks from everybody, except for if you have anything that you can just like magically do, like if you just want to like use your echo to just be like doop, just like gonna hop up, you can do that. What's everybody doing? Is anybody doing anything other than just straight athletics checks?
I will say.
I echo up there. I echo up there.
Okay.
ooh.
Richard, I am going to, even though it's not actually a +1, I am going to keep Anwar warm again with the blessing again the next morning, just to help him out a little bit.
You can use it on my shield.
No, just armor or a weapon. I don't know.
Really? You can't put it on a shield?
Yeah, specifically armor or
No.
weapons.
Yep.
Well, we gotta do it exactly how it says.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would accept a shield. I don't think it's too game breaking.
Well, if
that's fine.
the only reason I say it is because if I'm going for the warmth factor, then like you're not
Shields,
gonna
I think, technically are under the category of armor. I think.
Yeah, I guess, but like with that, I don't. But since you're holding something in your hand, I don't think it would keep you warm. You know what I mean? So if you want,
It's like a big Captain America shield. It's like against his body.
okay. I mean, yeah, I can. If you'll allow it, Richard, I will.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Especially
that.
if shields are under that category, I guess. Then yeah, she'll do the.
You can only do a +1 to one thing at a time, so I don't
Correct.
find it game breaking to do it to a
Okay.
shield.
She looks at the shield and she's like, "Actually, I've never thought to," and she kind of like slowly. Huh. Noted.
Especially given that you're a shield master.
Yes.
Give it to
that part too. She'll just.
That's
"Oh,
true.
All right, that works. Interesting. Technically, Richard, I also have magic weapon though, so I can buff. I can be all buffed up. But yeah, my 9 athletics roll is terrible though. So
that is terrible. You're probably gonna have to take 10. I'm just checking in to make sure no one else has anything. So if everybody else is just straight athletics rolls, then Chimera, you are going to be like the first one to start zipping up because you can just like teleport. And we'll say the whole thing is about 60 feet up. So you just kind of have to hop twice. And after your first hop where you get up there, you notice standing at the very top of where you need to like get over that ridge to get to the next part is just a giant goat with like huge horns that kind of come out like it's freaking like it's a 3-point hat on a like Frenchman or something. Just like big horns come out. This thing is massive. This is a giant goat who is just standing at the top looking at you. Its horns are so big that its whole body and its frame is blocking the top to get up.
You know, like the French.
Guys, we are not gonna get killed by the big bad evil. We're not even gonna make it to our first like Imperial fight. It's all goats and moss. That's it.
Cut to big bad evil guy sitting on his throne, like weapons all around him, just like, are they gonna, and then just like smash cut, we're just dead in the snow and a goat's walking around us, peeing.
And it's just kind of like standing firmly on its 2 legs and then just looking down at you. And it kind of like its eyes open wide.
The goat is bipedal?
No. Just like, you know that stance that Bambi does, like at the very end of the movie where like the front 2 legs are very like formal, like basically what he's like, just kind of looking down on you, almost like Scar looking down at Mufasa.
It
just
looked
being
like you crossed your arms.
I'm gonna do it. If you come up here, I'm gonna do it.
Richard, it looked like you crossed your arms, so I was like, wait, what? The goat's just like, what's up? I'm a goat.
No, sorry, I was trying to show like both.
Yeah, I got you. Did the goat do that before?
How far?
Anyways, so Chimera, you're the first one to see it up there, and everybody else, well, I don't know. Audra's struggling to get up. I don't know about everybody else.
She's never been
but
climbing before.
You're all eventually gonna see this goat up at the top of the ridge. What do you want to do?
Don't. I try to find some like food to give to it because it works sorta ish with a kid. We help the kid.
So you like pull out some of that elk?
Yeah, like I'll
you
eat
got from
some
the
of that up there. I'll try to like tie some like spinach up there with it. I don't know.
Did you just try and feed me elk? Elk was my best friend, you bastard!
Bah!
You throw it on up there, and it is going to start chewing on it. It doesn't seem like it's gonna hold it by much longer. Do you like quickly do something while its head's down? It's not really moving from its spot. It's just kind of moving its head over, but its body is clearly like still in that general area.
If I can get an echo up there to fucking kill it, I think that would be good.
No.
I went from not being wanting to kill the goats to like fuck you goats.
That was my hope.
Now, Chimera, did you let us know you were gonna bamf up there, or were you just like, peace idiots, poof?
Oh, like
right now she's just
in
right
general?
now she's just like 30 feet above you on the boulder. She could look back down and talk to you. You're all still pretty close to each other.
Right. Still though.
Oh yeah, before like anything happens, it's goat, and then I'll like prepare for bamf.
Oh,
Okay.
One sec. I'm going to
Hurry.
try and throw a rope and a python up there, and a hammer, I guess. So you could like anchor in some stuff, so we could climb up.
Did you climb up at all? Because like so far you're down at the bottom. I don't see any rolls.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If she can like anchor in something for us to climb.
Oh, you're throwing up 30 feet to get her, so she has the stuff.
If I can throw it all the way up there. If not, I guess I've just got to climb.
Okay, you want to make an athletics roll to see how far you can throw?
Yeah.
So far, no one can roll above a 9 on this athletics.
Stronk boy, bring in the stronk.
Wow, a massive 10. It like
I'll start
clangs and it's like one boulder below her.
I'm sorry.
I'll catch up.
I'm sorry.
I'll catch up.
I bamf up to try to dispatch the fucking goat.
Okay, so the goat is like currently its head's down, is eating. There is kind of like a sweet spot you can find of like, okay, I can bamf up there, but then you are immediately next to this goat.
I immediately try to behead the thing.
Okay, let's you bamf up there, roll to attack this giant goat.
I'm not
Also,
dealing.
hold on.
with this
Yeah, because it's
nonsense.
part of your turn, you can use your action on that turn, so you don't have to roll for initiative
Okay.
on the goat just yet. So yeah, go
What do
ahead
I
and make
do?
your attack. Because the goat definitely was not expecting you to just be like, boom, I'm here, haha, and just slashing it.
Try to murder me again.
Oh, and to be fair too, theoretically, you don't even have to go up there. It could be your echo up there. Which one are you doing? Who's attacking? Is it yours at the echo?
Let's send Echo.
Okay. All right, Echo bamps up there, starts attacking.
I swear. Hey!
Hey, that hits.
Nice. Cool.
Yep.
With
All right,
the long
go ahead and roll some
sword,
damage on that.
+3.
Dang.
Holy shit! Max damage.
Bah.
How does it
I-
look? Because I might action search and like.
You cut right down into it, and were it not for the big ass horns kind of blocking part of the neck, it kind of ends up going further into the back. So it wounds it really badly, but it doesn't outright kill it.
We go again.
So you would need another attack, but it can't take one more of those. It is very bloodied.
We gonna action search because I don't want to deal with another freaking avalanche because of a goat.
Okay.
Bitch. Pity.
Okay.
Haha.
Yep. That will hit. Let's
Nope,
roll that
not
damage.
10 plus 3, right? It's 3? Yes,
Yep.
it's 3. Hey!
How would you like to do this?
Yes! So briefly, like looking back, gesturing towards the goat, Hunter throws the python and it falls short, and she's like, and just looks up, and she sees the echo like emerge, like just long sword, just like freaking Conan the Barbarian style, like ready to go. And all she does is just cleaves once and then twice, like straight through the spine.
Yeah. So it's like just like behind the neck a bit. So yeah, like first attack like really gets in there. Second attack, boom, the head is off and rolls down the boulders down to the bottom where the other three are.
Oh, okay, throw the python again.
No, so the rest of us are like, hold on, we're coming. Okay, never mind, we're fine.
Taking 10, each of you eventually, like with the help of some others, like, all right, like push my leg up. Eventually, you guys are able to get to the top of those boulders.
Where the decapitated goat's hanging out.
Yeah.
get to the
Anything you
top.
want to do? Anything? There's a lot of goat meat there. Anybody want to do anything? This was a large beast.
We should
Was it
make.
really?
Yeah, this is a large beast. It's a giant goat. Yep.
We should make.
There's
use
a
of
lot
this.
of goat meat there and potential pelts and other stuff. It's completely snow white fur.
I want to take the pelt.
Yeah, you deal with the pelt, I'll butcher the meat. Let's get this pot cooking.
I'll make
well,
a
I guess
fire.
Hot. You know what though? Like I don't know if you guys have ever like the steam. It's appalling. It's awful. It's
Oh,
very,
like
For
the
what?
steam from out of the guts.
it's very Luke cutting open the frickin' yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah.
Laura's
Yeah.
gonna start pulling out the campfire wood from his bag, and he's like, "Well, dude, the one thing I'm good for," and start the fire, and start warming himself.
Aw.
Alrighty.
Are you okay, darling? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Let me know when your gorgeous new white coat is done. I'll help dry it.
I would like to file some papers to adopt Anwar Marwan, please.
So you guys have lunch now. And after a lunch break, you are on the final trip up. It's the steepest climb. You're gonna start. I'm not gonna have you roll athletics, but you are gonna have to start kind of chipping away at this with your pikes or whatever they're called. Pittons. Pitons, whatever. So the final leg of the journey is definitely the hardest. I need everyone to roll a con save to avoid a point of exhaustion by the time you get up.
Okay.
Oh, I actually.
Holy shit! 25. Slow and steady wins the race, you know? Not the most athletic, but you got that perseverance. You just keep on trucking.
He's got the fur on, and he's got a fire in his hand, and he's just like, not today. Not today, Ice Satan, not today.
Slow and steady wins the race kind of matches with Hunter, too, because, like, at times you get a little overzealous and, like, just start moving a bit too quickly, and by the time you get to the top, you're like, oh, fuck.
I'm gonna chalk that up. I'm gonna chalk this up to the fact that I'm climbing in splint armor, and Audra never.
I was about to say, Audra, all that heavy armor that you're just lugging away, and yeah, it's tough.
She's also she probably also never stopped. If I had to guess, like the others are like, we should take a breather, and she's just like, fine, I'll see you at the top. Just like, just being the way she is, like, yeah, I just got up to the top. She was like, I did it first.
Okay, so Hunter and Audra.
Half movement speed?
No. First is just disadvantage on ability checks. But you guys are rolling really well with ability checks, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Are we?
No, that's very sarcastic. You guys are rolling terribly.
We have been for several sessions.
Yeah, eventually it's gonna turn around.
It's gotta.
I don't see exhaustion on this one.
On the
What are you looking at?
Well, let's try to remember it. It's not going to be for too long anyway.
I was going to say, it's going to go away next time we rest.
Yeah.
Which means I can't rest in my armor.
Let's see, I've got notes for this. Let me read them. Okay. As the sun sets and the night grows dark, you see the light of flame poking out from a cave about 100 yards away. Those last 100 yards of incline feel the hardest. As you get closer to the cave, you can see carved arches holding up the structure of the cave. The arches are made of gold, angular in nature, and covered in dwarven runes. Halfway into the cave is a statue of a dwarf in a blacksmith's outfit holding a golden bowl, which is currently holding a flame that lights the interior of the cave. Behind the statue is a stone staircase that leads upwards. What do you do? Do you just enter, or is there anything you do and prep before you go in?
Looking as a clan crafter and seeing these statues of dwarves, can I glean anything from these? Any
maybe. Why don't you roll a history check? Or religion, given that it's a temple.
I would like to do religion as well, since it is the temple of the god that she follows.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
And I have something else as well when it comes back around. Really, a 12.
Okay.
A lot of 12s for Madra.
Yeah. Let's see what I'll give you for this. You get the sense that these runes are old, that they've been here a long time. Definitely dwarven in nature, not any kind of like off-dwarven language. And also you get the sense that they are probably magical in nature. And if you want to roll Arcana, I'll give you one more chance to see if you can gauge what maybe some of these runes might be meaning.
I'll do Arcana with guidance.
On that note, Richard, I wanted to say that I'm going to cast my 1-a-day detect magic to get that up before we go inside.
Okay. Yeah, as you get closer, you can definitely detect that these runes all around the arch are definitely magical.
Okay.
And with a total of 16, I would say these are protection runes. This is to protect from evil.
Okay.
It seems these are wards, protections against darkness and evil.
Audra, with her detect magic up, is like, you got that without. Yes, he's agreed, seconded.
This is when we find out whether or not Audra's evil or not.
Audra can't enter. Oh, boy, I need you to invite me inside, Temple. I cannot enter of my own accord.
So do you choose to start entering?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
All right.
I will have my sword and shield at the ready, just in case.
Okay. As you start walking through this cave entrance and up the stairs, when you look up, you see a very muscular, black-haired dwarf in a white robe and a multi-pocketed brown leather apron. His beard is thick and braided with bands of gold between the knots. He stares down at you inquisitively.
Halt! You have entered the halls of Onatar, sovereign of forge and flame. What brings you to such great heights?
Anwar is going to use his clan crafter background as a friend of the Stout Folk, and the fact that his mentor Bjorn said his cousin's here. He's going to say, my mentor, Bjorn Ironpride, sent us here. We are looking for the faithful of Anatar, and we're hoping to find, what's his cousin's name?
Uvar.
Uvar.
And Audra.
All right, Audra. I imagine Audra's got something to say.
Yeah, well, she'll just kind of like turn the hilt around so that, because her focus is like the symbol of Onatar hanging off of the hilt of her sword, so she'll just display that as well and just indicate, like, you know, she doesn't necessarily need to say anything, but just as he's saying that, she'll indicate that as well, just to show like we're all on the same team here.
Bjorn Ironpride and the symbol of Onatar. Well then, you must be friends. Well met. Come up. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I imagine you've been through quite an ordeal getting up here. Please, come inside.
And when you get in... Sorry, go ahead.
Anwar's going to look at Kamir and it's like, not as much as you'd think.
There are goats on this mountain.
Oh yes, those goats are assholes. All of them. If you find any goat, there's like 100 living on this mountain. Every single one is an asshole.
Damn it!
Noted.
They're just bred that way. I don't know. It's just a family thing that they have. All the goats are assholes.
Right, who wants to do an XP grind on the way down the mountain?
No.
You will you make your way into a grand hall that is, I mean, probably a good 40-50 feet at least high in the air. Lots of stone beams and structures, all with all sorts of dwarven symbols all over them. On your way down, you kind of go down this hallway, and on each side, left and right, are these giant bowls with just active flames in them. So the whole area is quite warm as you enter on in. And then you will just see like an altar that is basically a giant anvil, like a giant forge kind of thing, up at the front. And he is going to turn around and say, I'm sorry for not giving introductions. I am Dunedain, and you are...
Duned. My name is Anwar Marwan.
Anwar. And the one who holds our symbol, what is your name? That would be
Audra.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking up something else.
Okay.
Sorry, important things not related to D&D coming up. Anyways.
Okay.
I'm sorry, repeat the last thing.
Oh, he's just saying, and the one who holds our symbol, who are you? It is not often, or ever, we've seen a furbolg holding our symbol.
Well, there's a first time for everything. My first time up this mountain and in your temple. I'm Audra.
Well met. And the other two.
Chimera. Aluzara.
Hunter.
Good meeting you all, but again I ask, what brings you all this way? Just to be with those that are faithful, you said? To meet with Uvar?
Well, speaking to Uvar would be a good start, but actually we've come far. You see, both of us, Audra and I, we're both forgers, blacksmiths, and I'm actually an inventor. And we discovered something out while we were exploring the swamps. A very old machine, one that runs on a very special form of energy, something known as the Soul Forge. We're wondering if you know what it is and if we could help find it to rebuild it.
I'm coming here asking about the Soul Forge. Forgive me, but Audra, is there something you can do to prove your faith, to prove that you have a blessing of Onatar?
She'll motion toward Anwar's shield at first. Well, I bestowed some of Onatar's abilities upon Anwar's shield here. Is that not clear to you?
He's gonna go over and inspect it, and then he's gonna look at you, and he's going to pull out kind of a rather large pocket knife type thing, and he's gonna take his hand and slit it just like along the center of the hand, and he's going to say, "Give a prayer to Onatar and heal this."
Very well. And she'll like look up for a moment silently, and then just like reach out and touch two fingers to the cut in his hand. And I guess I'm assuming you're looking for like cure wounds, Richard. I can use a slot for that.
If that's what you want to do, yeah.
I can do that. Or is it enough that like lesser restoration would be like the clearer, like I'm gonna close up the wound kind of move, or is it just like how badly
Either
did it
works.
cut himself? Okay, I'll do a cure wounds.
Okay. All right. So doing a cure wounds, that same flavor that we kind of gave it earlier, he's gonna hear in his head that like ting 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 ting, like his hand is being reforged.
Yeah.
By divine means, and he'll be satisfied with that.
Yeah,
So.
just for sake of, if you need it.
Talking of...
I was gonna give you the
You're
hit
trying-
point roll just in case you need it.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I don't know if it's gonna.
If it's
be
a one again, it'd be like, ah!
Well, it is.
Luckily, it's 1 plus 3, so yeah, it fully
Yeah.
heals.
Okay, good.
Otherwise, we're like, I don't know. Maybe not so blessed.
Security!
I don't know what's the bigger assholes tonight, the goats or the dice.
Always nice.
They're in cahoots.
They must be. Okay, so say,
Well, in the name of Onatar's wife, Aladra, let us have a feast. You must be weary after such travels.
Yes, more
And
than I
he'll,
have been in some time.
he'll take you over to a dining area where you'll see like all sorts of dwarves are already there chowing away on stuff. It's mostly dwarves, but you also see a bit of humans, maybe a Goliath. But you just see like a big row. It's like the halls of Valhalla. They're just like just eating away.
It's like, hey, everybody! These are travelers. We have here somebody who has the blessing of Onatar, a furbolg of all things.
And there's gonna be like some rowdy like, well, that's interesting.
She's just giving a
and then
very
it was
modest like, that's me. Yes.
And we have here the friend of Bjorn Iron Pride.
and then we're gonna be like, ah, that's a good dwarf. Good. And then someone's gonna stand up and be like, "Hey, that's my cousin!" And when he stands up, I'll bring you over to a picture of him. He looks so much like Bjorn, but is not him. But he's also like blonde, has a very similar look. Let me put over to him.
This is a warm and toasty.
It's like, yeah, he's my cousin. I know Bjorn. Any friend of Bjorn's a friend of mine. And they'll be like, huzzah! Come on, sit! Let's feast! You're just in time for dinner. And so, yeah, you all can just kind of chill and be merry. And, what is it? Uvar is going to stand up with a plate and a beer and, like, kind of walk on over and just kind of place it right by you guys. Be like, so what brings you all the way up here? And how is my good cousin Bjorn doing?
Bjorn's well. He has a shop down in Stem Garden. It's pretty successful. Despite not being part of the guild, he does incredibly well for himself. He taught me.
Same old 10 years ago. Sounds like nothing's changed. That's just no news is good news, I guess.
Yep. He sends his warm wishes. He recently trained me in how to use the forge, and together we made an armor quite impressive.
Well, the forge is with you. Good for you.
We're hoping to do it again, actually. We found something quite rare. An ancient construct of elven design.
Elven design. You think they can forge? They can't forge. What kind of construct do you think you're working with?
Well, your cousin's currently rebuilding it, so I imagine it's going to be much better once he's done with it.
Building back better, that's what they say.
But for it to get working again properly and to uncover its secrets and power, we are missing something. Something that maybe you could help us find.
Okay.
The Soul
There's
Forge.
some kind of No. You're barking up the wrong tree there. Don't be go chasing the Soul Forge. That's it's only gonna get you into trouble.
Why is that?
It's too dangerous to work with. Believe me, the people up here have tried. Any kind of magic to help keep it contained, it fails. It's too powerful. It's too radiant.
We have tools, metals, as well as a very powerful bag. And Anwar's gonna pull up his bag of holding, and he's gonna take like a chicken wing or like a big piece of meat on the table, and he's just gonna like drop it in, and it like doesn't move at all.
All right, so you got the bag of holding. So I guess that's one good thing. I'm not so sure though that we should be telling people how to get the Soul Forge. I'm worried. We all would be worried if it got into the wrong hands. Even if you were to get it, I worry what you would do with it and the harm it could do.
Well, the people we work with are, I imagine, hoping to put it to good use. Hunter could probably tell you more about it. He's going to kind of usher over to his tiefling friend.
What are you planning to do with this Soul Forge? You're trying to restart this construct thing? With elven magic?
I don't know what kind of magic, with whatever we can get working on it, I suppose. Now, I don't know exactly what I'd do with it, but there are people interested in using it and seeing if maybe they can do some good things with it. It's an interesting piece of machine.
The stories do say that the the elves of long ancient past, the empire of elves once found a way to harness the soul forge, but I mean that would be thousands of years ago. Well, I suppose with the soul forge many things are possible, unnatural things. I suppose it's possible that it could have preserved the life of this thing for thousands of years. But that's a very long time for any construct to exist.
So what are you saying?
It's
We need
possible-
to get some old elf in here, or have them deal with it?
I don't think there's any such elf that exists anymore. It's long, long ago. But if what we say is true, there's a construct that is built with this, and maybe theoretically it was built to be able to handle it. I'd be awfully curious to see those runes carved into it.
You'd be more than welcome to examine it if you came with us.
I might just do that. It's an interesting offer. You'd let me see it in exchange for me showing you how to get to the Soul Forge?
Of course.
Alrighty
Would I be
then.
able
After
to
the
remember the? Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Would I be able to? I have some chalk. Would I be able to replicate the some of the runes on it, or are we holding that
You
off?
could roll just a general intelligence to see how well you'd remember. But a lot of it you couldn't even decipher to begin with, so it's probably unlikely you'd be able to do much of it. But you can give it a roll and see what. You can remember like one symbol.
I might want to take a look at this myself. If you're offering,
Yeah, you might want to take a look at it.
I can get you over to the Soul Forge. And he's gonna start like whispering. There's a loud chatter everywhere during this feast, so he's gonna be a bit quiet about it. I can get you down there, but it ain't a cakewalk. It's pretty darn dangerous. There's people who've gone down there trying to harvest the Soul Forge, experiment on it down there without exposing anybody up here to harm. And when you go down there, well, I should explain, there's deep beneath the core of the mountain, down where the lava is, that is where the crystallized Soul Forge is. Not only is it hot and uncomfortable to begin with, but this Soul Forge has the power to transmute things into things that are unnatural. It's a hostile environment down there. Not only are you dealing with that, but also just being down there for any length of time gives you a risk that you could be mutated as well. And you certainly want to be really careful once you get close to it. If you're really close to it, you start to feel the radiant damage. And you certainly shouldn't touch it. If you got a way of getting it in that bag of holding you got there without touching it, I'd highly advise it. It looks like that orc woman like to say something.
Oh no, I was indicating. Sorry, Anwar actually. I believe he made some tongues.
Oh, I thought that was like I'd like to talk.
Oh no. I was just tongues. Go ahead.
I misunderstood. My apologies.
No,
But
I apologize.
should you know, if you go down there, you're risking that you won't come back up the same people. Now, as we're sitting here having a feast of Anatar's wife, Aladra, I should let you know. She is the goddess of fortune. And there is no way of telling what her motivations may be. Some mistake her blessings for luck. But we know that have followed the ancient scriptures, we know it is not luck. Is that she chooses who she gives her blessing to. If you go down there, you may be blessed. And even enhanced. But you also run the risk that if she doesn't like you for any reason, she may curse you. That's a risk you're gonna have to take. But if there's anything within you to be awakened, that may be something that happens. The Soul Forge is something that even within items, it awakens things. It brings out things that were dormant and brings them up to the surface like a flame rising. Is that something you're willing to risk, each of you?
Sounds pretty intriguing, if I'm being honest.
Now, when you say mutate, like, I'm gonna lose my tail because I've grown kind of fond of the thing.
I cannot say for certain. Depends on the blessing of Aladra. You could be blessed and enhanced, or you could be cursed. I can't say which. That's up for you to decide, or up for her to decide, up for you to risk. I'm telling you, it's dangerous going down there. But if you want the Soul Forge that bad, I'll help you get on the old shaft that'll take you down. In exchange for me being able to see this thing myself when we go back down the mountain.
Of course. You know, there's a risk with everything. Climbing a mountain, fighting a giant goat, leaving home. But just like this place, there's a fire within me. And I want to see where it takes me. I want to change the world. And I think this thing could help us do it. So I'm prepared, whatever the risk may be.
Alrighty then. Will you want to go tonight? Or rest here and go tomorrow morning?
Probably tomorrow morning, considering we have a couple of weary travelers.
I would very much like to spend a night out of my armor.
Very well. Well, when you go in, I'll do everything I can to help. You can gather the clerics around. We'll give you +1s to all your weapons, all your armor. And you better be set up and ready to go because, like I said, it's a hostile environment down there.
I'll save your clerics at least one of those. But,
If
the
you
rest is
if you wish.
I'll use it or lose it.
Very well then. Well, I won't keep you no longer, and I'll make you one of these people will show you to a room you can stay in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciated.
And unless there's anything else, we'll cut to the following day. Unless you have anything you'd like to RP while you're up here.
I mean, Audra will be sleeping out of her armor so that she can fix her point of exhaustion.
Okay. All right.
And Richard, I'm
assuming
you would not allow me to stack, because if they're all doing a +1, like if they're hitting me with a +1 in my armor, and if we're all getting +1 in our armor and weapons, I'm assuming I could not use my own +1 then on, say, like my shield to stack further.
Oh, yeah. See, that's probably why they say just armor and not shield as well.
Right.
Well, you can do one or the other, not two on the same thing.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It can't be two on the same thing. So that's what I'm saying is like, I'm assuming because that would effectively be a +2 for me. It would be a +1 shield, +1 armor, and a +1 sword. Which that is technically 3 separate things. But that's why I'm asking you like.
That's normal.
Right, but that's why, as Richard said, maybe that's why I can't stick it on a shield. Well, they don't say a shield. But...
I mean, I would give it to everybody if I gave it to you then, but given that, yeah, I would say that there's enough clerics there if they all want to give you a +1, if they're all like, oh boy, you guys are real brave going down there.
Right.
So they'll give you all the blessings that they can. So yeah, I can say that your shields, your main weapon, and your armor are all +1 when you go down there.
Height.
Okay. So yeah, you'll be getting all sorts of blessings, and they're like, you know, Onatar is completely neutral, so he's not gonna help you. But we'll give you
Audra gives like a squint look, and she's like, "I'll take care of my own sword in that case, but I'll take your blessings for the rest of it." Since hers is saying Onatar isn't gonna help, she'll be like, yes, he will," and then like, "Okay, now you do your thing."
We're between Onatar and Aladra. We hope that you have the safest journey possible, and we hope that you come up. Period. We hope you come back up, and you don't die down there.
We hope you come back up. End of sentence.
So actually,
are you gonna finally?
So actually, going back a little bit, as we kind of all come out and start to get blessed and everything, you're going to see that Anwar is still wearing his normal civilian clothes, but he's going to put down his bag of holding and reach inside, and he's going to pull out this large, kind of rusty red chess piece with a golden sun of Suha on the center. And he's going to say, "Just 1 second, guys. I need to get suited up." And then he's going to hit the button, and if you play the music right now, that's what plays as the camera circles around.
Please let it be AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't play it on stream, Ryan, unfortunately, but
You'd listen to it later.
yeah, I know what it is.
Richard, if you want to throw up the armor, but in one smooth, solid motion, almost like Lego pieces kind of like unfolding. Each one wraps around his legs and then his body, and then the chest piece comes over and together and forms the circle of the sun and kind of glows a golden light. The little broken pieces of a gauntlet you saw before fall aside as a red and black silver gauntlet rides over on top of it, and a circle of light and energy pulses in the middle. Anwar puts on his shield, and it's the same golden sun of Suha, blessed with Onatar's blessing. And then, at last, the helmet goes on top of his face.
You could have been
And
using
that-
this the whole time.
That is where we're gonna end this episode. That's a perfect place to
Perfect.
end.
That is dope as shit.
That is really cool. That's cool. So we see what are the four? So this is the armor. The Bjorn I played in drugs was the artillerist. What are the other ones? There's the one that has like the homunculus sidekick or something, and then there's a fourth one.
That's an infusion.
Okay.
Just make a,
Because
like a
there's
thing.
four. There's four
You'll play with
artificers,
monkey
right?
head.
There's Battlesmith, which is like
Oh, is that the boomstick
you
one?
can- it used to be a boomstick. Now it's like anything you want it to be, basically.
Uh-huh.
But it's like an intelligence weapon. Then there's the artillerist, which is like the guy
turrets.
from Overwatch.
Yeah. That's what.
Armor's obviously Iron Man, and then alchemist is like
Right. That's the other.
potions, acids, things like that.
Cool.
But I was waiting for the right time, and boy, howdy, this seemed like the right time.
Yeah. That's a dope look.
Perfect.
Right there.
And that is a dope ending too.
Yeah, and Audra's definitely like, what? Why? You could have used that so many other times. Oh man.
I gotta talk to you, Tony, or Artem about getting an Iron Man voice modulator. I just want it really bad.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have anything in the flavor, but I'm like, I want this. I
Yeah.
want this for me.
Let me have this.
That's you built a special filter into the helmet.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's
Could also like hide his.
hide his identity.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
My goodness.
Right. All right. Well, like you said, Richard, that's it. That's a wrap.
That is a wrap for today. Yeah, I could find no better way to end than that. That
Cool.
is a good
All right.
note to end on.
I got a feeling we have a dungeon crawl ahead of us next week.
Team.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
That's the first one for
boss.
this group. That'll be fun.
It's another freaking goat.
it's
I was gonna say you had a very mild dungeon crawl of just goat shenanigans.
This is what I'm
Just the
picturing.
easy-
Mega goat.
I'm picturing a goat on its hind legs with a battle axe on fire, and as it walks, moss forms under its feet. It's just all
No,
our
the-
nemesis.
yeah,
in
yeah.
one.
Post-credit scene. The post-credit scene is like the one large goat, and then like on the side of the cliff, all the other black goats or the snow goats are like there, like having a Viking funeral. It's like, we will have our vengeance.
Oh man.
Oh
Maybe
man,
we
yeah.
should
I was just so curious, just because like the ways the rolls have been going. I'm like, this giant goat is a half CR. Like, are we gonna survive this?
Yeah, let's see if we can roll above 1/2.
Yeah.
It's got an AC of 11, so it's going to be an uphill battle at this.
Oh
And it
man.
has the past several sessions. It's like rolling is awful.
The entire time.
No, we were streaming the whole time. I just forgot. Okay, listen. If anybody at OBS is listening, you made a stupid choice to make audio channels a separate thing in your scenes, because I had a really nice thing during the dreams. I only switched it over for the end of Andrew's, where I was like, I should just have the Discord up for this and not roll 20, whatever. But because audio is no longer its own thing, that back half of Andrew's dream had no audio because it doesn't. Anyway, that's a really specific thing to OBS, but dumb choice, developers. So the past like
Posted
30
Andrew.
seconds,
We don't have any.
just for like a minute or two, there's no audio, and for the last like 30 seconds or so, because I was like, hey, let's just close out with just us on Discord. You know, that's a nice thing, but it doesn't. Developers, that's a dumb choice. Anyways, all right, well, hey, next week, Dungeon Crawl, yay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, bye.